feeling good about their map veto here.
We often talk about how Siege is not just a sprint, it is a marathon, especially for our teams here today with the best of 3 starting on Chalet.
Thank you so much, and yes, this is where it all comes to light. TYLOO versus AlUla. The winner of this match plays Fnatic in a next best of 3 later today. All games are do or die. Lose and you go home. We're going through a lot of eliminations here on the second day of competition, so do buckle up and get ready for some banger matches. Starting off with the operator bans on Chalet, Dave, what are you seeing off the rip?
The cage is a little interesting here. Most of the time on Chalet, you usually see an Azami or a castle ban, plus a trap ban, and we're going to see the Wamai. That's a pretty standard issue ban now too. The Monty Snake are very good bans just to be able to deal with the Monty. The Monty is very hard to stop from the defensive side. You can take a lot of space from the attack without being able to be stopped. And the Snake too allows a lurker just to be able to lurk without drones fully. So they're leaving the Doke, the Deimos up. We're going to see that coming out off the rip. And honestly too, the biggest thing on the attacking side right now is being able to take what's banned and still run great lineups with it. And that's going to be the key for TYLOO.
Yeah, that Monty taken off the board, that's usually Doha's operator. He really likes those shields. He is the IGL of the team. I confirmed with the squad last night, so they definitely have some of that experience. He's not going to be able to run that, but he does like the Twitch on Chalet quite a bit as well. This is his most common operator here for the top floor attack of Chalet. So TYLOO not going to feel too uncomfortable with the operator bans coming their way. I definitely agreed with you that I was expecting an Azami ban. I always say this when we cast Chalet. Azami is the #1 ban that we see taken off the board. 100% ban rate through this tournament at the very least, the one time that we saw it. So to see her up and being played by Bazooka is a huge surprise to me.
No, of course, and the Azami Castle combo becomes very deadly because this map from the attacker side, it's a very cut-heavy map where you can put pressure from outside the map, force defender rotations, and to get kills from outside the map. It allows you to take less risk. But with the Azami Castle up, you're forced to really get inside the building to clear these positions out. So I'm going to see how TYLOO adjusts to this here.
I mentioned it before the game started. TYLOO very comfortable on Chalet. They've got a 5-1 record just through stage 1 with this roster. So, of course, they're going to be experienced with these operator bans. They'll know what they're doing. They'll know that usually the Azami is the ban, but they've clearly got a plan to work around it. Oftentimes, that does involve running some DMRs. We see that being played by Joviker right now, so we'll see if they can try to use that to clear out some of these Kiba barriers. For now, though, Dave, they are worried about this roam game. We've got Joza playing down below on this Ella, trying to make a play in the basement.
No, it's a very good combo right now. They have the basement player who can go game side if they go library, and they have Valentino playing below to stop any rushes and beside the site. Looks like they're going to go for this dining kill right now. So long being in the basement, they have Grim on the soul window just to put pressure, and Jackie was going to look for a trophy entry right now. We're going to see they're going to look to double stack here. They're going to help Valentino below. They're going to play the fight below here. Let's see how TYLOO react.
Valentino and Joza trying to lock down this mid floor. As you said, Dave, Songle down on the west main stairs, going to try to make his way up from the basement. They've got so many different dimensions to this push, but it's Joviker, the first one that goes down, actually up on that bathroom window up top of the floor. Now they're trying to get the trade back, but these angles just aren't working for Songle. He desperately wants to try to find Mahagar up on that top floor, but instead the angles don't go his way. He'll destroy those barbed wires and continue to do work. Doha can rotate back over, pick up his teammate of Joviker. Excuse me. Make sure that they have him up and alive. He is bleeding out, but he's in a safe position, so this shouldn't be too dangerous. Minute 15. There's a lot of stalling going on from TYLOO right now.
They need to speed this up right now. They don't really know what entry point they want to go for. The west main side usually gets boxed up on this because they have the bathroom holes. Yeah. So usually you look for a short walk or a trophy window hop, maybe a Sins combo. But right now, yeah, they're looking to flip off of this. They might just go top through sight.
It's getting to that time, right? Like they're low on the clock. They have to just commit to the bomb set at some point sooner rather than later. These solar windows can be so devastating.
Swing off the Grims here.
They're going to use the Grim and the shield from Blackbeard to try to make their way in without any harm. They do manage to do so successfully. Blackbeard is in. Jackie Wu, the defuse kit, finds the bathroom player and forces him back. Doesn't get the kill, but on solar stairs, Valentino just flanks up from down below. That's that position they weren't able to clear out earlier in the round, so Valentino finds huge value on that flank. And again, TYLOO just starting to stall out. They don't have a good way into the building here, Dave. They're struggling with getting into an entry point. And AlUla, what do they need to do here? Nothing. They don't have to overextend. They don't have to swing. 20 seconds left on this clock, and the pressure is all on TYLOO to make something happen. There's a move from Valentino. It's getting punished by Doha, but 15 seconds. We're still outside the building. Here comes Abe. Makes his way in towards the bomb site. He's in office now as his teammates are starting to find frags. He goes down to crazy. It's just going to be Songla alive in a 1v3. The birthday boy himself doing what he can with the Deimos pistol, but there's no time on the clock. It's a nice double. It's a nice triple, but it's all for naught. The time is far too low at this point, and despite some flashy kills, it's not going to be enough for TYLOO.
Yeah, TYLOO didn't really have a clear plan on that round. You know, talking about the Castle Azami, if you are leaving it open, I feel like you need to see more of that clearing coming into your lineup, maybe a Flores, maybe a Habano, so you can clear some of those castle barricades. But they had no castle clearage right there. You saw the Blackbeard entering in. They had the Master Door castled. If the Blackbeard, like he died, he didn't get the dash off to get the castle open. The bomb is stuck there. So they have no real actual win con in the round. They're just kind of just floating around the map. So I really need to see TYLOO just bite into this game here.
Feels like a bit of a sleepy attack first thing in the morning from TYLOO. We've seen much better pushes from them throughout this tournament. That's, I think, one of their weakest that they've shown so far here at the tournament. So I'm expecting a little bit more from them. I think we will see that as the game goes on. But you got to be careful, too, because AlUla were really powering up as their series went deeper against the Chiefs. This is a team who seem to get better as the game goes on. So you want to get these early rounds if you're TYLOO.
Yes, and just... we're talking about slow starts, too. Slow starts will kill you in this tournament right now. You need to find a way to just come in with that energy on the attacking side especially, because a lot of the time, we used to have the saying, Colin always used to say, it's better to start fast than to start slow, because it's easier to slow down than it is to speed up. So you just have to be able to get your body into the game. They're running the Pulse. Pulse is very good on this site right now, just for the info on the library side. You're able to see if there's a library direct for the game's ISO right now, and you can just call so many rotations for your team.
Yeah, we see Crazy rocking this operator. He will be inside of sight. Running that shotgun as well. You can do that now that we've got the SMG machine pistol secondary. So you've got a couple of options now to play in the Pulse. No longer have to rely on that UMP. We've got a bit of a roam here inside of the bathroom as well. Mahogger just trying to play on this window and find a bit of a pick. There is Yovaker downstairs on the Blackbeard, and he saw the gun for a second, but I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to find that free pick playing on the window. But here comes the rappel. Actually deals some bullets into the shield, but no damage actually come down to the Blackbeard.
It looks like they want to go for a soul clear over right now. Trophy window entry. Black are going to come through soul right now. They're bringing that Flores out for some of that utility here. See if they can cut this guy for big window right now, or if he gets through.
Doha's on the window. He's hoping to find this pick, but looks like Mahogger is going to get out, so not an issue. Doha just on the drone, not able to catch that rotation as he makes his way back. So space gained, if nothing else from TYLOO. They should easily be able to repel into Solar now and start taking some map control, but even still, they are having to worry about these bottom floor players. Songla, is that through the drone hole? Takes down Crazy. Poor positioning there, and that's the pulse that's so important that goes down on the other side. Yovaker also falling upstairs to the Nitro cell from Mahogger, so that's going to be a 4v4 now as this top floor clear is underway.
And of course, the strat's a very default strat. You have the double reinforcement. It's a master hard zone. It's a very good strat because a lot of the time you can't really hold the soul side too hard on this, so you're able to back up, play master, and if they're not bringing any breaching through that side, it's going to be very difficult to clear. They just look... yeah, they don't really have good info game right now.
Oh, Valentino! We hyped him up before this game began, and he's starting to show exactly why. A perfect roam. He was with Crazy, down extending into kitchen. They don't even get the cutoff in the end. Mahogger up above finds that final frag. It's a three-piece for the roamer on the top floor, but Valentino with some really high-impact kills from the kitchen as well.
Of course, Valentino, one of the veterans on the team. I feel like that's why it's so important to be able to mix young players with good veteran talent, because you get a nice mixture of just play style. TYLOO just really need to find their info, because right now they're just off sync. Like Gridlock's below holding the drone hole. They're clearing through dining side while the Blackbeard is solo walking up top. They're letting players rotate back when they have the big window cuts. I just need to see TYLOO be a little bit more aggressive here and a little bit more in sync and together with their play.
Valentino, of course, on that old Falcons roster back in 2023, 2024. He went to the Copenhagen Major. He went to Gamers 8 back in 2023 where you were playing as well, Dave, and SI24 as well. So he's got quite a wealth of experience on these international events.
Funny story about... Hello?
Yeah, so we'll get to that story, Dave, as soon as we can. But for now, we'll take a quick peek back here into the kitchen defense coming out from AlUla. This is going to be a kitchen defense. This is our third bomb site as well from our Middle Eastern representatives. And if they can get this victory, if they find a win up against TYLOO, that'll be a full site rotation, 3 rounds straight coming through in a team that is arguably the underdogs just because they aren't a tier 1 team. So I'm a little bit worried for how AlUla might be taking control of this game. Starting to see the attack approach in towards the building. We've got Doha on the shield this time. It's been Joviker so far who's been rocking that Blackbeard, but switching over to the Blitz, they'll change it over to their IGL. This is a team that have a couple different shield players, so they're happy to flex that around. AlUla, on the other hand, usually it's just going to be crazy on that shield. Here's Doha quick into game. This might be a bit of a roam clear, fast push. He's already got this space, and there's one player trying to run away. Joza trying to make his way inside a bar, escape from this blitz, but he's missing all of his shots. Finally does get down, and it's going to be the Dokkaebi call that finishes him off at the end there. That's going to be a beautiful little pick to start off in this roam clear. They've got control of bar. There's still players up above they have to worry about, but for TYLOO, it's a fast push to get in towards games. They managed to find it successfully, and now AlUla, they're on the run.
We're going to see here just a default clear with the Blitz clearing that game side position. That's very good too, because it really hurts the top mez position, because once you have that below control, it's extremely hard to play that position top mez side. They're going to need to find a kill back right now here, AlUla.
They're so far passive, just retreating back towards the bomb site. You know, they had to give up that ground after losing the opening pick to a Blitz. Not sure they expected that aggression to come through from the Blitz player, so now they've got to slow things down. They've still got good map control. You really can't execute from TYLOO until you get this top floor control, but that's the next step on the checklist.
Of course here, and the Blitz is going to make it really good for them to clear through the top as a spearhead here. The Nari's going to be able to shut down the piano hops right now, so they need to try to stop this Blitz play.
Got the hole from the Zofia. He's got a good angle, but he wants to wait for his teammate's call. He's got a good ping inside a Master. There's a player that's been spotted out. If they can find that player, it's crazy. Who's just playing on the rotate. He's got the hatch open to retreat back down. Missed the shot barely onto that Blitz. Valentino, he's been so good for AlUla so far this tournament.
They want to go site right now.
Some big plays.
Yep, they're about to hit site.
Here they go. They've just completely given up on the top floor. They don't really have time for it, and they're hoping they can catch them off guard with this rotation. There's not too many holes in the ceiling, so if they can make this with a sneaky plant, if they can trick them on their plant position, that can make all the difference. The impact's going out to try to provide more angles to those roamers up above to stop this plant, but Doha still not committing to this execute. Still just inside a fireplace. There goes the smoke. That should be the call for it. He's getting the kills on a bazooka as well, and will start to hold F in the sights. Everybody falling for AlUla. This is a perfect execute from TYLOO. Exactly what they needed. Leaves just crazy in the 1v5 post plants. This should be unwinnable for the Aruni deep inside a kitchen. We'll be looking for some free picks, but they just have to play safe on TYLOO, and they're droning him out at the moment. They know they just have to play this one as safely as they can. The Blitz gets some more information. If Doha can close that gap, it'll be GG for crazy. Beautiful shot on a Jackie Wu. But ultimately, with the pistol coming out, it is too little, too late. Joviker with the final frag, and TYLOO on the board.
That was a great read from TYLOO right there, seeing that they're 3 stacking top, 1 on site, no denial, only the Malusi on site, so they just went straight site, no warden to put the smokes down. Great round from them. And I was going to say, too, about saying me and Valentino played a Gamers 8 together.
Yeah.
We were in the bathroom together after we had lost the final. We were chatting, and he thought that I was, a very animated, not say mean person, but just like I was a very competitive person. And then he was shocked to find out how nice I am outside of the server. And I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, that's just the bat coming out.
Yeah.
I have to give people that alter ego, that fear. So it was very fun, very nice person here.
There's a lot of players, right? They might be trash talking inside the server, but the second you leave, it's all respect, it's all love at the end of the day, So it's nice to see those interactions, and I'm glad you and Valentino got off on the right foot in the end.
No, of course.
Well, he is the star of AlUla so far through this event. 3-2 now. Mahagar's been playing really well as well for this team so far, but that last push, I think, really caught them off guard. The Blitz play was something that they maybe weren't expecting as much. The Dokkaebi plus the Blitz combo really was devastating for that one roamer playing inside of bar. So now with the Dokkaebi taken off the board, do you think AlUla will have a better chance at locking down some of these extended positions?
No, of course. And I think, too, the Ela ban kind of hurts because Ela is one of the best shield counters here.
Right.
So they're going to need to bring out the Thorn, and the Nari is going to be able to slow down. And I feel like, too, having an extra trap in your pocket, so if that Blitz does hop and push you, you can just throw it down for him. And honestly, too, a lot of the time with the Blitz, you can try to find where he's coming. And when he does try to take that space, it's almost better to either fight it as a team or to give that space up. Because what I'm seeing from TYLOO, too, is it's a very front-heavy team if you want to give space and play for some later round retakes here.
Never want to find yourself in a 1v1 engagement up against that Blitz. You know he's going to be destroying you in a close-range engagement, so they're going to have to try to play together to counter this. There's a very heavy extension over towards this library side, similar to what we saw in the last round. Of course, bomb site's gone back up towards this top floor, but we're committing to this with Kiba barriers, castle barricades, and a player down below. It's Joza as well on that Thorn. So they've got lots of different angles holding onto these windows. They can rotate around to where their teammates need them. I like Bazooka getting close in the hatch, too. If they jump in, this guy is dead to rights.
I don't think they know. Let's see. They have 2 library right now, but they don't really have too much util to clear him out the corner. Only 1 nade left.
There we go. They've just droned him out, so they now know the bazooka's position. He's going to fall back behind this fortress of Kiba barricades that he's set up. This is so annoying in Library. This is why we see zombie bans a lot on Chalet. She's so powerful, but the drone, they were able to get the space in, and the Blitz jumps forward. Doha leading the charge, and they force Joza back. This top floor roam is still existing above them, but they've just given up bar. They don't want to fight this 1v1 like they did in the last round. Dave, Bazooka finally in the top floor, gets caught by Yovaker on that glass, so it's going to be a nice little snipe to get the man advantage early for TYLOO. And what we're seeing is a bit of a slowdown now. They got the space they wanted.
Right now, too, they're in a pretty bad spot here because this blue guy's very isolated right now with the Blitz. See if he can get out. Okay, that's good. He gets out here. Not much punch now on the top floor. We could look to see TYLOO do the same thing they did on the Master, on the kitchen, but inverted here, going for just for their default play right now. There's no smokes, only 1 C4 up. And what I'm seeing, too, for AlUla is there's a lot of utility in the pocket. BP, shields, barbed wire. They need to calm down and make sure they're putting all the util down here.
Valentino's such a mess. He gets a big kill down below, and the Mahogger as well. The 2 top fraggers for AlUla just putting in so much work. Here comes another flank from Joza. They might have an idea. They are watching for it. They know 2 players went to the basement. Nice pick from Songla, but there are still threats up on the board. Valentino's made his way back up those stairs to be able to play with his teammates on site, and it'll be a 3v3 execute on the way.
The shot. Okay, Valentino's going to put the shield down piano. That's good. They're going to flourish drone to clear this out. They have no glass smokes, only 1 nade left. They're going to open the wall. Good kill. Going to the balk right now. They're in a tough spot here.
Hoggers has done so much damage. Another one from Valentino finds Yovaker, leaves the bay all alone now trying to make this happen. He's going to have to push forward with the defuse kit in his hands. He's praying for a swing, 30 seconds on the clock, but there's so much being asked of him at the moment. Double stacking up inside a piano, goes over to the balcony and makes his way actually towards the door. He's got a good angle. It's quite deep. Mahogger's not really ready for that one, but now he knows that the shots were missed by Abe. Trying to make his way in towards the site, but 15 seconds remain on the clock. They're swarming him, Dave. They want this frag. They don't want to give him any space. Out with the shotgun. That's a little over-eager, perhaps, from Mahogger, but that's okay. 5 seconds, and his teammates hold site control. Valentino with the final, and AlUla looks so good.
Yes, and 2, hearing them in this arena, they have great energy, too, after these rounds. They're really looking in sync here. And TYLOO right now, they have a great first step, but right now it's really their second step. They're getting cheesed a lot right there. Especially right there, the Flores is running the shield, trying to clear that util, and both of his teammates die trying to get onto the balcony. Right there, they just need to try to sync up in that final round and actually take fights together here. And again, we see this Blitz slash the Blackbird getting picked early to solo. So I feel like they really need to try to help with the shield player here, to try to make sure if he's pushing, we have a person behind him who's able to refrag.
I really like kind of the combination of the Dokkaebi and the Snake Band combined with how aggressive they're playing around the map. Like, it feels like there's always somebody roaming in the basement, roaming in kitchen, roaming somewhere very far off the site. And TYLOO are struggling a little bit to pin those players down, to have a good read on where they're trying to play around the map. And so far, that's been really annoying, slowing things down for TYLOO, even back in round 1 where they weren't able to clear out that bottom floor roam. Sometimes these off-site positions have provided them a lot of issues. We will get a tack timeout being called by TYLOO now to try to address some of the things that have been going on in this game.
And of course, Jesse, like you said, there's always people in the basement. I feel like Chalet's a big rotation map on the defense because you can't really rotate too much on the top floor, so you really have to use the dining side, short side, and the basement. And what's one of the best ops too? Lion. Able to freeze when you want to go for your set plays, and also too, when you know people are downstairs in the basement, you can freeze them there and hit the site where you know you're going to have the bodies.
True, very true, Dave. This is going to be something that TYLOO needs to start working on as well, reading these rotations, getting ready for the basement positions that have been playing. You see Cho Z, the head coach of TYLOO. He's a player who's been with this team for a little while now, a coach who's been with them for a little while. Also goes by Hart if you follow on Liquipedia. Same guy. I confirmed with the team the other day, so he's been with them for quite a bit of time. And this is going to kind of come down to TYLOO's adaptations here these last 2 rounds, Dave. If they can get the 3-3 split, they're going to be feeling very confident, but how do you feel about a 4-2 or a potential 5-1 going into this second half?
Very difficult because I feel like it just depends how AlUla is on the attacking side, how strong they are.
Right.
But this could be a defensive sided game, just depending on the teams that we saw yesterday, especially. Yep. So I feel like they just need to get at least 3 here. Then you're going to see the line coming out. I feel like they're going to go for the stature plant. There's no Tachanka on the board here, so let's see. They're going to go quick. But the pulse should be able to tally it with the site info. Let's see how they react to it.
Crazy's going to have to be sharp. He's playing on that pulse. All five players spawning helicopter, so this is absolutely going to be a fast play in through the window. Crazy's only on those default cams. He's going to start using this pulse scanner now. We would have seen that some of those outside defaults shouldn't get shots. This is good. They've thatched the pulse, so we can't see inside. Here comes the jump in now. The smoke come through, and Doha's in holding that with bazooka immediately. Just on the vert angle, they weren't able to force him out. That's a really big mistake coming through from TYLOO. Songle also falls to Valentino. He's come back to center on the blue stairs, but they're back in and going for the plants. Under the smokes, the glass has it, but the smokes just run out the worst time. The flash is there, but unfortunately they don't see it. Chaos outside the game's window, but in the end, it is all AlUla. They respond perfectly to the fast rush through the window.
And I think, too, TYLOO skipping steps, your first trigger for that is you're making sure corner is clear, because you have to have the utility to clear corner. You drone up, you open the window, you clearly got out of the corner, and then you can go for the plant, because the Nomad can actually set the jabs to hold the library or retake. They just hopped in with no info, tried to flash, they still tried to hop in again. I think TYLOO just need to really take the time to make sure they're making the right plays, and even that, making sure that when they're making the right plays, because they had the right play, they need to make sure they're clearing the power positions that can stop the play. They thatched with the pulse, but they didn't have corner control, and the zombie just shut down the push there.
Very nicely played by Bazooka. Good that he was ready for that. I think you got to give a lot of credit to AlUla for reading that might be the play when it comes out. They wouldn't have known exactly, but they saw on the default cams, and then of course they saw with the pulse as well. If your pulse is getting faster EMP'd, that's a pretty good sign as to what might be coming your way. So nice response from AlUla.
Yes.
Kitchen defense, this is almost do or die for TYLOO on their own map pick. They cannot afford a 5-1 split, I fear.
Mira, zombie, they're running the same lineups here. Double trap. The smoke's really nice too, because we saw in that last round they went for the execute to sight. The smoke is going to probably playing sight this round or piano side just to stall out the shields and the sight push here. And again, the zombie is just getting so much value, almost being played every single round. And we see how strong that operator is on the library extension with the mirror combination too. It's going to be extremely hard. Let's see if they go for this game's OPK again.
Yeah, they've still got Doha on the blitz, of course, so it looks like they want to clear out this bar side as they have been so consistently through this match. It's going to put a lot of pressure over towards Joza, who's been playing this position inside of games, inside of bar. We saw Crazy was around there, but he's back over towards bomb site, so it's just going to be those players up above him, inside of Mez, Bazooka in particular, who are trying to support Joza downstairs inside of games. A lot of these players, though, they don't seem like they're going to go all in for that games push like they previously did. Now there's a bit more pressure up here on the top floor towards Library. We saw Jackie Wu, some nice glass plays coming through from TYLOO, so we definitely can see them get some picks in this position, but they have to be confident in clearing these guys out.
Yes, and a little troublesome lineup too here. The mirror coming out, no range breach too. I feel like this is one of Ace's best maps, just in the capability being outside on the solar side and on the library side to clear through. They're running a little fake extend here, just putting the mirror down, making them waste util here. Very smart for AlUla, because I feel like, oh, they get the kill anyway. Difficult slant, okay.
Nice cut being held by Jackie Wu. He gets Bazooka on the rotate back, and they do find Joza as well. This is a player they didn't necessarily know where he was at, but as the blitz pushes him down those blue stairs, he has to run for the hills, make sure he gets back out in towards the basement to find his teammates. There's the Lion to spot his rotate. You were asking for that, Dave, and it does come out in kind. Worried about this position. Doha can't really push down the long angle for the hallway because it could be a little bit risky on the blitz, so he has to just kind of play around the stairs. Opens the door for Joza to maybe be a bit more aggressive. He's kind of toying with the idea of pushing back up the steps, but it looks like he might just be playing below the bomb site. He can push up West Main if he needs to.
Yes. And of course, probably going to play for a lower main flank if they want to go for this execute to sight. TYLOO needs to recognize where the bodies are right now. Two top. It's extremely weak. They're getting the drone up right now. They should clear through top together right now. Actually going to go two site two here. So they're going to have only one on the top.
Yeah, this top floor, they don't have a ton of time to full clear it out and then convert to an execute, so they might just be thinking we kind of got to do both at once, pressure those top floor players so we go for the plants. They don't have the main wall open. They will get it now with Jovicur's here with the thermite charges, but this is still a little bit slow for them. They're going to have to use these smokes nicely, Couple of plant denials coming through. You've got the nitro cell up through the hatch as well. I love this play.
And the main
so
flank.
sneaky.
Ooh, they're ready for this.
There's so many good answers to come through from AlUla with 35 seconds to go. They might have spotted the Thorn down on that bottom floor. It looks like Joza wants to go for this play. The timing here is critical, Dave, because if he mistimes this, he could end up baiting his whole team. But I really like that he's being patient so far. He's not overcommitting to this flank and dying before the execute. The toxic baits can go out because there's 20 seconds left. I mean, what are you holding on to them for? The smokes go forward, and this is going to be the execute. Doha getting into sight, trying to make his way forward. Joza with the flank takes down Jovicur. That's the long angle that's not being held any longer. They've got perfect pings on this plant, and nobody's looking at the flank from Joza. He's whiffing his shots, but he's not going to miss the second time. Everybody dying inside the site. That's going to be just Joza in a 1v2. Takes down Abe and wins it on the time. Perfectly planked by Joza.
Yes, very good. Very, very nice. You know, you see just how important they are with just their win cons. They have the C4 from below. They rotated them back up to care for the site kill through. They had info inside the site pinging the planter too. Just a very standard issue round. And I feel like TYLOO just kind of going for the same play again. Round narrative, they were playing a lot weaker on the top. You could maybe push through, kill Valentino, do a different style execute, because you're kind of just saying we're going to do the same thing. Right. And you saw how comfortable AlUla were to just counter that out. Especially with the smoke in the mirror inside the site. Yep. They're very difficult.
Well, I mean, we were talking about those rotations through the basement, how there's going to be a lot of players they weren't able to pin down. I think that continued to hurt them throughout that first half, and it's delivered them now a 5-1 split, moving on to their defense side. I mean, this was TYLOO's map pick. So in theory, AlUla got to choose their stronger side. They probably prefer the defense, and that's great, but 5-1 is still a big mountain to climb. And if TYLOO lose this, they have to then go play on Clubhouse, a map that they have never played in an official match as a team.
Very difficult, too. The 5-1 is so troublesome because it takes one mistake, they're on match point. And then from there, there's so much pressure riding on each round that if you're not able to just fully detach from that, it's going to eat you alive.
Here's that flank once again from Joza. I mean, this was perfectly timed. A couple of missed shots, but that's a hard gun to control with the long range on the Thorn. He plays that so perfectly, recognizing as well at the end, like, he can just take his hands off the keyboard. He does not need to hunt for the final kill. And I think the game sense to play that as he did was really impressive to come through from Joza.
And I'm really liking these jerseys they have on. The collar's very nice.
Yeah. I feel like the European teams always come with the best style. Like Falcons have had some really clean jerseys in the past. Like the Middle Eastern orgs representing some of these EML teams has been really impressive.
No, for sure. Yeah, they're talking really nicely right now, communicating what they want to do.
Anything in particular that you're hoping to see from TYLOO on this defensive side, given how down they are at the moment?
You know, aggression. I feel like even in a map where you're going to lose, a lot of the time in the best of 3, if you're losing map 1, it's okay because it's a best of 3. But it's being able to finish strong, letting the team that you're playing against know, hey, we're coming back into this game, and that's going to carry momentum into map 2 if they don't finish the comeback. So it's just all about getting the ball rolling into playing winning siege right now, because they're not really reacting to the opponent. They're kind of just doing their set pieces, and that's it. They need to just play off of what AlUla are giving them and take the space that they're giving them.
Yeah, and I like what you're saying about that momentum carrying over from one map to the next. We saw that from AlUla in their game yesterday versus Chiefs. They got slammed 7-1 on the first map, and then the second map started quite weak for them as well. They were really struggling. They eventually got in that map and won the series in a crazy comeback. So it is possible, but you need to give yourself the best chance you can going into map 2.
Yes. Snake, Dokkaebi, great bands, taking away the info. I feel like they're going to be playing very aggressive here. The Solus 2. Cade Wamai again. Very standard issue here. Gonna go Master first. Zombie Solus should be a little bit of a below extender right now. Should see the Thorn playing around game side. And on that, it's just a very standard issue, honestly, because with the Azami up, you want to eat space med side to make sure they can't just go library over and go for those default plants. A lot of the time, too, the Monty's up, so it's going to make the top mess position a lot harder. Because one thing we were doing, too, on M80 that was starting was the Monty walk up mezzanine. And you can really put the Monty in the building to put space and pressure where you usually can't do it with a gun, because it's just so difficult to take those fights in lower lobby. But the Monty can just walk in front door, walk up, you have a guy on the slant cut, you have a guy outside of the office balcony, and you're just holding for him, protecting him, and you're holding for the flow that the Monty creates. Because the Monty puts so much pressure on the defense.
Yeah. And we know Crazy loves his shields. Yesterday, his 4 most played operators were Blitz, Monty, Blackbeard, and Fuse on the attack. So you know he loves to play with that shield in front of his face. Over 60% overall pick rate on the attack for a shield operator. So Crazy's going to be the one piloting those shields every single time for AlUla, and he's going to be jumping on that Monty immediately for the first attack here in round number 7. Again, I'm interested about these zombies not getting banned out. It's really surprising.
And Jesse, too, you're seeing off the rip, too, right there, the Habana. Right there, what he was looking for was the castle they usually put on the piano door. So we're already seeing AlUla ready for this castle play with the Habana, with the Flores, a little bit more prepared for this style of game.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're not going to ban Castle or a zombie, you need to have tools to deal with those operators. Nothing in Siege is uncounterable, but you have to be ready for what's going to come on the board, and clearly AlUla are. I like seeing these operator picks coming through from them. Still going to be a challenge of getting in the building, of course. It's never easy attacking on these chalet sites when all of these operators are left up. I like the util clear so far, even if that Flores drone does get shot out. A lot of these players are extending over towards library, over towards games, and as Crazy is trying to make his way in through Fireplace, this is just a difficult place to approach.
Got to kill top blue. Need to put pressure on their strat right now. They need to try to get Abe out right now. Soul's flanking below here. Ooh.
This might
Doing
be
a
good
below
bait.
entry here.
They've got really good info on Songla, but do they know about the second guy?
Wow.
It doesn't matter if he takes a swing like that. Great shot from Bazooka will take down Doha, and that's going to be another frag. Songla trying to support his teammate will go down inside of games. It leaves just Jackie Woo and Abe left alive in the 2v5 inside of top blue. Abe's a little bit stuck. He's surrounded by enemies, and he will eventually lose the fight to Valentino. Give him a double, why not? Jackie Woo hits the deck, and that is 6-1 for AlUla.
Very good clear from them. And honestly, too, on the defensive side, as you saw kind of AlUla do, when they want to go for that games clear with bodies, you kind of have to respect that, and you have to give them that space, because if you do fight that space for a long time, it's just very attacker-sided, because they can just really slow down and work you inside those zones. And once you pull all your defenders into the zones, you saw the Castle trying to help off the Daimler's track, got a little bit unlucky, and then the Thorn just kind of caught off. No one can really help, and if you are helping, you're really overextending yourself into cuttable positions.
Right. Well, everything on the line again today. All of our matches are elimination games from the tournament. So TYLOO, things are starting to run short. They will have another map if they lose this one, but they want to put themselves in the best position here in their best of 3. They can't afford to lose their map pick in this series. They will have to dig deep on these defenses. At this point, I mean, a comeback would be miraculous. It is very rare to see a team come back 6-1, especially when they lose the first round of the half.
Yep. Going bar here. Pulse Bandit, trying to shut down the stock wall. They're bringing the ace for that, so that's a good counter right now. Got to run and extend on this master side. The Castle's going to cut the cross, so they can't cut you from big window right now. The smoke's a little bit weak here. I really do prefer the Tachanka, honestly, because you get more stall potential up top and on the site window. A great lineup coming out from AlUla. They don't have much corner potential clear, but there's not much projectile denial stopping the nades through.
Sure.
The Grim's going to be really good on the top side just to clear through here. I'm expecting them to layer the top here with the bar hatch reinforced right now, especially with this clash. Probably should go for a top blue hard zone.
These attackers, they're very focused around the site right now, Dave. They're certainly not interested in pushing in through Solar. Maybe Jozo will be pushing that direction, but a lot of these attackers are focused on Library. We've got the Monty here focused on the main door.
Yeah.
A lot of them want to start clearing out some of this utility, maybe using those castle barricades. I like this read coming through from Abe as well. He's able to spot Valentino. He'll spot Bazooka. He'll know that there's a lot of pressure outside these Library windows and can feed that to his roamers up above. Songla, in fact, has even rotated back a little bit, recognizing that this isn't necessarily going to be an early clear onto Piano, that he might be needed more so on site.
And this is why the pulse is so good too, just being able to count the bodies outside Library here. You see the ace coming through the basement, got to look to get the stock wall open. Should be bandit charged here. Yep. Don't think they have a pair of EMPs, and you can actually EMP it from outside the wall, so
really?
it's a little bit safer here too.
Oftentimes we'll see a Maverick brought for this situation, but if the EMPs can find their target, that'll be huge.
Okay, he's not. He's in office.
Valentino finding for a pick, hoping he can find someone here on the Mezwit position, but here comes the swing from the Bandit, almost finds Doha. Instead, it's the Monty who's starting to pressure him, so Doha in a really difficult position, might need some help from his teammates, and he gets a little bit on the stairs, a bit of a shield break coming through, with the pistols out from Crazy, recognizing that reload. That's really good shield play coming out from AlUla. Traded back, though. Abe gets a pick back onto Mahogger, so this is going to be a 4v4 up on the top floor. Jackie Woo getting aggressive on the window. Valentino down to 1 HP because of it, but the clashes here. This is going to be devastating, trying to rush up and take him down, but it loses the gunfight. A second one perhaps from Songla. Yes, it will. Birthday Boy finds the frags. It's a big two-piece inside of Library, and that's going to completely stunt the push from AlUla.
I think Piano right now. I don't think the Castle knows. Good trade back right now. Clash is up, so Valentino has the site, actually.
Oh my god, this is not free at all for TYLOO. They could still lose this round despite all the success that they've seen, but it's going to be another pick come back from Abe, Songla, and Abe in a 1v2, taking down Joza. He's up on top of blue, knows the Clash's position. They know exactly where he's at. Trying to jab this shield position out, trying to force him back. If he doesn't shoot that, that could be big. He used the flashbang perfectly, so you couldn't shoot the air jab, but loses the fight. Abe is right there for the trade. Came so close, but that is going to be it. A perfect final frag.
No, Jesse, too, I would like to see TYLOO bring out that Azami, especially where the Bandit was playing. I feel like that is Azami's strongest position, especially when it's down, when it's not banned. You just need to be playing it every round.
We've seen so many Azami picks so far today with her escaping the ban phase, and that's just how Chalet rolls, right? If you're in ranked and they're perma-banning Mira on you, just pick that Azami every time, right?
Yes.
This play onto the Crazy was one of my favorite plays, certainly my favorite play of the game so far. Of course, Songla hit some great shots. I think he plays this really, really nicely, but then the air jab after Joza gets this pick. We didn't quite catch it on the replay, but that was a really sick play with the flashbang and the air jab.
Great use of his utility there. You see a lot of players. That's what Siege is really about, the players who can really find what they have in their pocket to use it in each round. And that's, again, the imagination of these players, just how many reps you've had. And that's why I feel like the Vets are really good, because they've had so many different mini plays in their mind, and they've experienced so many different plays, just playing, if you've played the tournaments before. So you're going to have so much just in your bag to be calling in these 2v2s and these 2v1s just to really throw your opponent off.
Well, they don't get it done in a 7-1, but plenty more opportunities for AlUla. And with that one coming down to a 1v1, they should still feel confident here in this matchup. The momentum starting to just build for TYLOO, but there is quite a ways still to go. And AlUla don't look like they're shaking. Starting on this kitchen defense, what do you want to see from TYLOO?
TYLOO right now, they're running a tube. Going to be a little passive extension here, but you see they're bringing the Mav to counter that out. They have good information on this Ella right now, so they are starting very aggressive. That's good. Wow. But again, just great information game right there.
Beautiful little drone. Gets the free pick onto Songla. He was such an important player in that previous round, but won't be able to impact round number 9 here right before the final set of operator bans comes through. That's going to be library control very early for AlUla.
And 2, that setup 2 is not even for library, so I feel like once you don't see any picks early, you need to kind of get back into safety right now, because he has hurt the rest of the round, because they are playing a very passive strat here. Now that AlUla, they have the time to really milk this top side setup. Only 3 smokes. They need to try to make a play to get aggressive here, to get a kill back to break this push.
Joseph would love a freebie on a Jackie Wu playing the other side of this window. They both know how aggressive it is. Piano position also available to try to take some aggressive plays, but it doesn't look like it's coming just yet. Valentino's starting to pressure this position. Joe's is outside that piano window, so they're all together on the side of AlUla, starting to collapse on this top floor.
Drone activate.
Get an ace of sight wall 2 here.
Oh, that makes things very difficult now for Abe. He's going to have to back up a little bit inside of office, play a bit closer to that door. They've got the Kiba barriers to close up some of those holes, but still not feeling like they need to hold on to office. A minute 30 still on this clock, and we are starting to give up a lot of ground on the side of TYLOO. Opening up these picks. It's another one from Crazy from the window. Takes down Abe, who was trying to rotate around from those breaches on the office side. Joza takes down Doha, and this might just be wraps. Yoviker and Jackie Wu, the last 2 alive. Jackie on the top floor in Solar needs to do something big here. Jackie Wu, the experienced veteran, gets one. That's going to be an important frag. His teammate down below, also on the SMG-11, hoping to find a big pick back too. Jackie Wu comes to join in inside of Dining, finds those long angles in towards West Main, but not able to hit the shots. Of course, that SMG-11, it's a close range gun. And these players on AlUla, they've got so much time. They don't have to commit to running into sights. 2 players inside of Library trying to make their way forward, inside a fireplace, I should say. They've got the wall breached, I do believe, so if they can try to make their way in, they can find some frags, but it's another from Jackie Wu. He's gone back up above. He drops the hatch with some good pings onto the Deimos. They'll know that on the attacker side, too. AlUla will have position on Jackie Wu. Nades go forward and force him out. A great shot from Bazooka. Leaves just Yoviker in the 1v3, but Bazooka shuts it down. Wow. A nice little 2-piece, and AlUla steal their opponent's pick.
Yeah, very good clean map from them. You even saw on their attacking side just a combination of operators. Was a little bit better coordinated than TYLOO, so I mean, just a very strong map.
Yes, and this is going to be a fun one here. Map number 2 between AlUla and TYLOO. The loser of this series is out of the tournament. That means it's do or die for TYLOO for the rest of this one. They'll have to win Clubhouse and Fortress to move on to face Fnatic later today. AlUla have done a really good job of reading their opponents so far, finding a lot of that value, finding a lot of that impact, and here in the operator bans, Dave, it starts very normal.
Yeah, Thermite's one of the best bans too. The Kate's very default. Let's see if they go for the double denial ban. Bandit comes out, Monty comes out here.
Yes, sir.
Good to see a lot of Azami with my clash from here from defense. Look to see a good combination of those 4. Going to be going for a roam off the rip here. Scopa should be roaming top solo with the mute playing just around with the jammers. Zami's going to be good for the blue layer right now. Ella's great too if they bring out the shield play. Like you said, Jesse, Bazooka loves the shields, so that's great to stop him. The Goyo too, just being able to stop any sight directs. A lot of the time, teams will try to take dirt if you are doing a hard roam on the basement, take dirt and put pressure into the site. So the Goyo usually just stalls that out and has some flames for a Moto for the late round.
Yep.
I'm looking just to see TYLOO kind of get their feet in the water and really just kind of make AlUla uncomfortable on this attacking side, because that really is the key on Club. Because Club, as an attacker, you really want the defense to kind of let you set up. But then on the defense side, when you do let them set up, you need to have plays ready to stop them in their tracks. So I feel like they need to have their mini plays. They need to just make them very uncomfortable here.
TYLOO have never played this map as a 5-man squad, but I'll tell you what, this is a best of 3. They didn't forget to ban Clubhouse, okay? They'll have absolutely prepared some stuff for this map. They'll have some strategies in their back pocket that AlUla likely will not be ready for, so it's a real question mark how this game's going to come through. You mentioned it. I like the setup being played by TYLOO with the Goyo down in the basement. You've got the Scopos roaming on that top floor to give them a bit of that pressure up above, and Abe and Doha combining with Songla for a quite aggressive play on this top floor.
And they're going to have Jackie Wu as a bridge with the zombie, so if they need to get out, they could get out. And obviously, too, the scope was playing Raft is one of the best ops now because you can actually just TP out without having to give your life for it here. We're going to see how they want to start this clear. Valentino on the master windows is one of the best entry spots, too, especially with the blitz here. They have the track now in the Ella. We also see, too, the Damos, they have no operator spot except for the Ella, so they're kind of coming in blind to this round.
Yeah, decent information to start on the Ella, but everybody else a little bit of a mystery extending over here towards this cash side. They will know someone's in that space. Bazooka, the first one in the building inside of Master, is just starting to clear out some of these pipes, some of the utility, and there's the first contact. Doha does find the blitz position, but he's not able to do any damage, unfortunately. Clearing through these Ella mines, Doha's just making the space for his teammates, and they're starting to follow him up and through construction. This is where the hold really needs to be strong for TYLOO. They're holding on to cash with dear life. They've got a couple different angles facing towards this doorway, and with the reinforcement, it's not going to be easy for AlUla to break forward. Damage on a Valentino, damage on a Jackie Wu, but they're not quite able to find a frag just yet.
They need to return to the plat breach right now. This Ella can be ISO'd easily here. They should just do the smoke and isolation, smoke off top right and run the blitz through.
Bazooka spots his opponent first. There's the flash, and no! Not quite the kill. He finds Doha in the end, but the Nitro Cell from Abe gets for an instant trade. So a 4v4 here on this roam clear. Jackie Wu still down towards bottom garage. Joseph's doing his best to try to find these players out, but instead it's crazy. He finds Songla and Rafter as Valentino hits a brilliant shot, and the gunplay just going all the way for AlUla. A minute 15 on the clock, and Jackie Wu and Yovaker in a 2v4.
Very hard position 2 here. Only one foam left, low HP. The Damos 2 able just to ping one of these players, so you know where one is, you know where the other is. You can just take space to find the other guy. Going to be playing Oil Pit. They're trying to get a kill back right now. Look to be going kitchen side right now. See how they want to execute this. They have the hub on up, so they can get kitchen hatch here.
Yep. And Yovaker's just praying that they push him over towards Oil Pit, but they are not interested in that dimension. They really just want to come in through maybe some pressure blue, but
like it. He might climb up. Yep. Climbed up. See if they have the info for it. They just tracked him, though, so it's a very unlucky timing here. Get the track off.
That's really tough. Use these impacts, gives himself some better angles. He knows the position, but Valentino is just better with the Damos. Jackie Wu in a 1v4. 25 seconds. If he can deny the plant, this might be winnable, but he's got so much on his plate. Note one player's blue, able to isolate that pick. Now everybody's coming from the same spot, just on this church wall. Hold on. He's able to down one, but it's not quite enough. Takes the gunfight and falls. A good try from Jackie Wu.
No, I feel like Jesse right there, TYLOO kind of got caught on their feet because they had the Azami help bridge them out, but they didn't really use the layer position. They kind of stayed in that zone trapped, and that's very attacker-sided for AlUla because they just given them the kills in cash. You need to play for that layer, play to get back into sight, play for that 5v5 execute, or at least a 4v4 here because you saw the mute in the blitz trade. That's plenty of kills you can get on the roam clear right there.
A devastating start here on the defense for TYLOO. Again, was really nice with some of these Nitros to be able to support their roamers up at the top floor. I like that from Abe, but ultimately the plays they were going for just didn't work out for them. I thought Jackie Wu, if he plays this maybe a little bit more passive, that's super winnable.
It is. Very hard round right there. But of course, you're in the moment. You know, you're shooting. You're just you're in flow state. It's hard to stop a lot of the time.
Yeah, and if you do just play as passive as you can, they will eventually flood the site. They had a bit of time on the clock still, so we definitely had to take some gunfights. But it is what it is. TYLOO, a close first round. Even if they don't walk away with a victory, they will move up to gym and bedroom here for the second attempt.
Should be going for a red extend here with the shield. Who am I playing it? The two probably playing in cash here just to slow the wall right now. Ace. Flores, Recruit, Twitch, Grim, great lineup for them. It'll be probably clearing to this top right position. They have the cans and nades. They have the Ace 2 to have the range breach to breach open that cash wall. And the Grim 2 is going to be able to just spot anyone. The Grim's a very annoying operator when trying to play hard field positions because you just kind of get pinged over and over and over again. So very good operators to clear to his top right side. And the Flores 2, of course, just very good.
Jackie Wu and Songla, two of the extended players here on this cash side, former teammates from Dire Wolves back in the day, and now reuniting on TYLOO. Yovaker, of course, the young NAT3 player moving over to CNL, has also had some big impact on this squad and will be playing with the veterans on this two-brow position. I like this a lot, just stalling out the main breach on CC.
We're seeing this Grim pull garage side right now. It's only one person right here. I want to see if they're just kind of putting this pressure solo and putting pressure on the other side of the map so they can just layer this position since they are using the tube, or if they actually want to go for this master front. Okay, they're looking to clear red side here. They're just doing pressure on the master side right now. And oftentimes, too, you saw how they were extending Rafter with the Azami early, and they're using the tube early. That was very good for AlUla to just kind of make them waste that tube round, Zoto canisters, and they actually just come back in the mid round here.
Well, garage control was taken by Bazooka after it was early given up by Songla, so they can start to make their way forward towards this construction side and these players that are roaming over on Cash. Jackie Wu, he's quite stuck at the moment. If he doesn't find a way out, this could be devastating, but as the breach comes through, he'll just run through the bees to make his way back into construction. Valentino some early damage, but it's Yovakar who goes down. Mahogger's gotten 2 big frags in the midst of this and was traded out by Songla. Outside the windows, Abe is able to take down Valentino too. It's a flurry of frags here around construction in those highway windows. Another one from Bazooka. It's just Doha on the 1v3. The captain with everything on the line. He'll take down the first, but a good trade from Bazooka. It all falls for AlUla.
Yeah, they're looking good right now. A lot of good trade games right here because you see TYLOO, they get caught whether they want to actually fight it or layer, and when you're not committing to both, you just get kind of caught in that competition, and you're just in a kill box really.
Right.
You need to make a play either on the windows, either a play down red. You can flank the people below because most of that pressure is going to be coming through garage and through top red. I just need to see TYLOO try to pick a point that they want to fight because there's always going to be a weak person in the attack. You just need to find him and isolate him with 2 people.
Do you feel that they're getting maybe a bit too stuck on some of these roam extensions?
Yes, for sure. Because a lot of the time, too, if you are just stuck in these positions and the attack lets you sit there and you kind of keep running out of this utility, it kind of becomes... Oh, wow, what a play.
Nice.
That was very nice.
That was the double kill, too.
Yeah, that was. So, yeah, like I was saying, it really does affect it.
Well, we're going to start seeing some more play coming out from AlUla. They do look red hot today. 5 rounds that separate just them and moving on to play Fnatic. That's what this is all about. If you can beat that Fnatic team in the second best of 3 of the day, you'll be moving on to top 16. You'll continue your tournament life into tomorrow. So lots on the line. CCTV Cash, the last hope for this first rotation.
Yep. You're going to see double denial with the Smoke and Chanka here. Maybe you could see an Azami coming out, but I still do like this lineup. They're going to bring the castle down below to play loud side. They're doing a heavy master extension. You usually see teams opening up this con wall to really force teams to go garage side here. They have the cap, they have the gridlock too. Listen, I might have created this play actually, but you usually go dirt and then you walk up to oil pit, throw the gridlocks you nade. Listen, I won't say I created it, but hey, I wasn't seeing it before I
like that creativity. This mirror window and can opener tech went on basically the same time, but that will work out for Mahogger as he does get the angle on the wall that they wanted. This mirror window is not going to provide too much value for the defense. It was a little bit slow coming onto the wall and now shattered thanks to the melee from Valentino. Definitely feels like they want to go garage for this one, Dave. They want to be able to get this player out of the Raptors position.
And doing this at defense, you have to be very careful because you can't give away too many kills trying to help the Raptor player, because the Raptor player, if he gets 1, that's amazing. But if he dies, you know, it's kind of expected to be in that 4v5 situation. But the worst thing to do is go into a 3v5, and they have that strong execute up here. They're gonna go for sight right now.
Lots of utility being thrown in.
They're gonna aces wall from here. Okay, that's nice too.
Pressuring in onto Songla. They know that this pick is so important to get and to get as fast as they can. There's nobody pressuring them on the doorway, but that's because Bazooka's down inside of Oil Pit. Here comes the first frag from Abe. He takes down Joza, and this is going to be now opening things up for Songla to get a bit more aggressive on this main breach. He's got a lot of things to worry about, but it's really the main breach where most of these defenders are at. He hops straight on through and doesn't get punished somehow. Songla's back to sight.
Okay, that's a good way to get out here. Yeah, they have the Oil player right now. They need to look to take lounge control here. They have 20 flames and 2 smokes up. It's going to be hard to plant, so I'm expecting a walk-through when they go for plant right now.
Be careful about Abe, still down inside the basement as well, so could go for a flank up somewhere for some really devastating news. Crazy outside the main breach is praying for somebody to peek him on the drone hole, but unfortunately nobody's in that position. They are just biding their time on the side of AlUla. They're inside garage. Valentino shuts down that basement player down below, so back down to a 4v4, and they've got the lounge control you wanted.
Yep. Right now, they need you to work the top red position here. Usually, you could do a walk-up with a player walking in the top red rotate, and it's going to be very good split for you. Especially, too, with the Tachanka and the smokes up, it's going to be very hard to actually just go for a default plant holding the cuts here.
Bazooka 4-1 in Raptors control. 40 seconds left on this clock. The Tachanka, so devastating. The NJR strat, as sometimes we call it. Doha's doing a great job from just denying this Raptors control. They can go in for the plant now. Crazy. He's going close on the breach, so they're not going to be able to stop that with the Tachanka. They don't have the lineup for it, but the kills are all coming through the smoke. Yovaker finds 2 heads, but is it going to be enough? The plant still goes down, and now it's a 2v4. Valentino is across the map inside of spawn, ready to hold this from the really long angle. This could be devastating. They might have a long angle, but I don't think so. Behind the mirror window, it's going to be really tough to stick this disable in the fire. It's really hurting the defense right now. They can't get on it.
He can also help his teammate holding garage right now, so the A's is focused on site here.
They can be really focused on these 2 angles where the defenders want to run out. Stock position can be run out from currently from Jackie Wu. Here comes a position from Crazy, but he's going to get that down. Jackie Wu hard punished on Stock. Now on the main breach, Yovaker starts to take the disable, but these 2 players are still alive, peeking the breach, and it's the long angle once again from Valentino. A beautiful post plant.
Very nice from them. You could see just Valentino, that's the experience coming through, going into that deep position. We used to call that the laxing spot thereafter. He used to be out there a lot. And just, it's so good because you can help your teammate, you can help hold the secret hop, you can hold the stock run out, and you can hold garage. And then also, too, you have deep wind con to stop the bomb.
Yep.
Just amazing.
I feel like we do not see that position very often these days in Siege.
Maybe a little bit of an oversight, too, not having to smoke top red, because his chunk can actually deny default and server window, and you just need to smoke the close side. Yeah.
Well, TYLOO clearly feeling the pressure in this match now, down 0-3 to AlUla. They have never in team history with this lineup won a round on Clubhouse. That continues 3 rounds deep on this one.
It's not a good stat to hear.
No, never a great one to see reported on the cast. I mean, if you're the coach of TYLOO right now, if you're Hart JP, what are you trying to say to these players?
You know what I'm saying? You know, we made it this far here. There's no more pressure. You know, we're here. Let's just go for it. Because I feel like right now they're not... That round was actually a lot better because, you know, you could see them playing into their win con. They had the Tachanka, they had the mirror for the late round for the retake rounds. The mirror kind of showed his hand a little bit too early, giving that kill to Valentino. And obviously, I feel like they just need to be a little bit more patient. And also, sometimes they need to be a little bit more aggressive together. And they just need to choose which side. Because if you do have the denial, you don't need to make a play in retaking lounge until they're actually going for that plan. To actually make them have to choose between going through the site or going to stop lounge control.
A lot to worry about here if you are TYLOO. AlUla have been very strong so far in these attacks. Not infallible. It's not been a really lopsided game. There have been some good moments for sure from TYLOO, and it feels like they're getting better in this game, but better is not worth very much when you're still losing every round.
Yes. And just seeing TYLOO, I'm not saying defeated, but just look very, not too energetic, not very much emotion. But AlUla very, very confident, just screaming, even after rounds that they're not winning. They're very just in tune. So I'm looking to just see TYLOO just kind of get more animated here, just really get into this game.
Certainly going to be a tough one to be able to push back through. I mean, they've tried all 3 of their primary bomb sites now have TYLOO. They haven't tried bar stage yet, but of course we probably won't see that one coming out in this game. Maybe if things get really bad and we see a 5-0, but I believe there's just going to be a little bit of a rehost here as we get back into the game. So we appreciate your patience, but I mean, this pause coming through now, do you think it benefits TYLOO in any way to reset the mental, or do you kind of hate stewing in this when you were a player?
Honestly, for us, we had a good protocol for the tech timeouts. You know, most of the time you can't really talk.
Yeah.
But when you could talk, we would be very goofy in them. I remember even playing against SSU, they had a tech issue, and you know, we were laughing around in the tech pause, having fun, and it actually got them mad because it's like they're having tech issues and they were laughing, thinking we're laughing at them, but we're just having a good time, just keep our energy up. So I feel like it's really team dependent, because if you allow yourself to sink into that stew, that's ultimately your team's mindset. But if your team can stay just in the present moment, say, okay, we're tech pause, let's just relax, it's going to be amazing. Because even too in Gamers 8 semifinal against W7M, we had a kind of massive tech pause on map 3, 5-5, and that really allowed us to kind of just cool off, sit back, relax, and you're in this really high pressurized moment. You're kind of just relaxed, and we were able to really talk and say, okay, I'm like, guys, what do you want to go into? And the guys were like, okay, let's kind of slow down and let's make them come to us. And then we went into those final 2 rounds and closed it out. And I won't say it was fully to the tech pause, but like the tech pause kind of gives you a little bit of space.
Well, it's something you've talked about a lot this week so far, Dave, and I think it's an aspect of the game that a lot of viewers don't really think about or know about, where it's like there's a lot of downtime in Siege, certainly in the rounds, but with the tech pauses that we have sometimes, with tactical timeouts, and even on days like today where you're playing multiple best of 3s, you're going to have some downtime between games. Maintaining the correct mental, making sure that you're not in your own head in some of these spaces is, I think, a skill that has to be really taught and doesn't come naturally to a lot of these younger players that we're seeing on the stage this week. And that kind of does separate the good from the great in moments like this, right? When who can control their mental the best in these high pressure moments.
And of course, and so for example, for best of 3, your first best of 3, obviously before that, you have your pressure protocol, you have your meditation, your brain dump, and then your mindfulness activity. You go into that game, say you win this game.
Yeah.
You win this game, you have a game later that day. You're usually going to make sure you're not on any social media, because a lot of the time players get on social media,
right?
You're tweeting after, you're rising that dopamine up, you're short-circuiting your brain, so you're going to be able to focus less in that later game. You have to make sure you're off social media, you're making sure you're getting proper fuel, you're getting a walk in, you're getting a good detach in, and you're coming back in with your team to re-prep and revitalize and go into that next game just fully mentally sharp, because it really is just a marathon, because you have to go in that later day tired and really perform like you're not tired, and you have to be mentally there and prepared.
I love to hear it, Dave. It really is a pleasure listening to you talk about all of these behind-the-scenes things that go on in a match of Rainbow Six, and especially from the coaches and the players. I certainly feel mentally refreshed coming in after this tech pause. It looks like we've got everything figured out inside the lobby, so again, we appreciate you guys sticking with us through that. But this is still such an important game between TYLOO and AlUla. 3-0 is the current lead on the second map, favoring AlUla Club, and of course, they won their opponent's pick back on Chalet just a little while ago, so TYLOO really with their backs against the wall, they have to start getting some defense rounds on the board.
Yes, and we said this series might be defender sided because of yesterday, but on this map too, we're seeing attacks being won, so this is even better for AlUla.
Certainly, I think with these younger teams, defense can often be the easier side. If you put yourself in a position where it's 4-2, 5-1, or God forbid 6-0 after this first half, I mean, TYLOO will have to do so much work just to try to pull things back, and I think the offense is going to be so difficult in that position.
Yeah, especially on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's a very defender-sided map, but the defense can play really aggressive against you here.
Right.
We're going to see a bar-side roam right now. This one should be more of a layer here, especially with the castle coming out. They have to smoke, so they're anticipating they're going to get back to the site here.
Yep.
Denari's a little bit, I want to see what setup he does with it to see.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could get a better op out of this.
Well, previously, he was in the basement with the Goyo, right? But now the Goyo is being taken by Doha to place inside a lounge. So Yovaker is going to have to go over Denari instead. Now Abe starts things off really nicely. He spawn peaks crazy on the Hib, so that's going to make it difficult to get some of these hatches.
Yeah, especially Kitchen.
They do have 4 can openers from Hager and Joza, but even still, you said it on Kitchen, when there are impacts down below and there could be players firing back up to you, it can be quite dangerous to use those cans.
Yeah, very dangerous, especially if they have a C4. There is no C4, but I'm looking towards Doha with the impacts.
For sure. Songla up here on the top floor. He's got the angle on towards Kitchen, so if that is where they want to go for their execute, they've got it covered, but this roam on the top floor, it hasn't been addressed too deeply just yet by AlUla. TYLOO starting to fall back, though, still.
Looking to go bar side. Yes, so the Denaris do shut down Moto. That's a very annoying Denari setup. They put all of them for a Moto drop. If you drop Moto, you're instantly dead. Often allows you to retake in the late round, because it's going to be less advantageous for the attack to be on that hatch, because you have to make...
Unfortunate from Abe, just trying to get back in the roam. There's another one. No. Jackie Wu dies from a Hogger. That's going to be a massive pick that goes down. Songla on the main stairs too. They had the lead in this round, Dave. They had everything they needed, but they've been bleeding bodies. Couldn't get back to the bomb site in time. Yovaker and Doha, everything to do. Yovaker feeling the pressure to get a pick back.
Just sitting in their zone for too long here. The Blitz is going to clear down main right now.
Yovaker, he's just got to run away from this. He cannot fight the Blitz. He knows that. Worried about the Vert, but the Blitz still right behind him. He's got support from Doha down the hall, so that will stop the aggression. But this is what we were talking about earlier. TYLOO maybe getting stuck on some of these extensions. It's really coming back to punish them, and now we're seeing AlUla look towards the site. Good damage on the bazooka, but he does stay alive. Diffuse kit not in his hands, so the fact that he goes down to Doha, it's okay, but the spearhead still drops. Valentino takes down Yovaker. It's going to be a 1v3 from Doha. He has to do so much work now inside the site. Finds the player deep inside of armor. He does some damage and gets the down, but Valentino is there for the trade. They're playing so well as a team, AlUla.
Especially in these late rounds, I feel like it's really hard to just end these attack rounds. Sometimes some teams really just don't know where they want to go. But they're really staying calm once they get these kills back and really playing it together, especially in this scenario. The Grim is peaking. The Grim is almost dying. The Valentino is pushing for that trade. And I mean, we're talking about Valentino. Like, he's 9-1 right now. He's on fire.
Now, Valentino has just continued to be so impressive for AlUla. He was not technically the highest rated player for the team yesterday. He absolutely will be after today, but I think his impact still made him the MVP of the games that we saw him play in the previous play day, because I just feel like he's always in the right position. He's always aware of what his team is doing and what he needs to be accomplishing in the midst of these to be able to help out his squad. So just continuing to find so much good value. You said it, 9-1 to start club.
Just wow. And TYLOO, it's great rounds. You know, they had their great opening kill. They had the Hibana down. They ran back into bar, and they just stayed there. The castle went back into kitchen hall. The Azami stayed on Moto Hatch. You guys need to get out and get back into the site and fortify the site and just make it a harder execute because they just don't have enough hands to even open these walls.
I mean, suppose with me, Dave, for a second, if you can't get back from your roam game, right? Like, clearly they're struggling with that on TYLOO. Do you want to see them just play closer on site and maybe not extend as much, or do you want to see them just commit to roaming? Like, suppose that's not an option, extending and falling back. What's the next best play?
You need to just, if you're committing to the fight, you need to be committing with your teammates. Right there, we saw 2 separate 1v1s by one player in the kitchen hall when they had a Proxmine on the info. So Castle needs to be playing a little bit more passive to make sure Azami can actually help them. And if they're going to take those fights in the roam, you're looking to 2v1 isolate players. And then if you want to get back to site and play a little bit more aggressive out of sight, kind of like on that on their cash round where they had the player in the basement, if you are a solo player, you need to make sure you're making your play when the attack is making their play.
Right. Well, this is going to be TYLOO trying the gym bedroom bomb site once again. They do have the same extension over towards cash side, but Jackie Woo's already fallen back quite early from those red stairs. Doesn't look like anybody's inside of rafters, but it's still an entry. That's going to be crazy. He was holding the Logi hatch for so long and is finally rewarded. Kills the smoke, a critical operator to take off the board. Yovaker will get caught by those Grimbees as well, but Jackie Woo playing under the mute jammer. They might not know his exact position. He could be a difficult player to root out from this spot.
The Blackbird's very annoying on that hatch too because the shield completely blocks and the roof kind of blocks his head.
Right.
So if you are just walking in that line of fire, you're going to get ripped. Especially with the extended barrel on. That damage is going to shred you.
Songla inside of construction. Of course, these players are not really giving up this East control still. Jackie Woo on the Grim tosses the Nitro, but he's not able to shoot it. Big pick from Jackie Woo and a second straight onto Joza. That'll be everything that he needed to get his team back into this round. Abe with another Nitro too. All of it coming up TYLOO now. They've managed to hold on to this cast extension. Crazy on the main breach. Valentino outside the windows. They might catch Songla on a cutoff, but even still, the damage has been done. They just have to stall things out. A nice pick onto Songla indeed, but the damage again too powerful. Abe inside of Raptors retakes that position to find the Blackbeard. Valentino, man, he makes it look easy. Goes to the defuse kit, 1v2. Not unwinnable to come through from Valentino. He's got to be smart with if he pulls off or not. He will full stick that plant and now jump up and take the fight. They're pushing him from 2 different angles. This is so difficult, but he gets one. No way, Valentino! Against all odds!
Oh my god!
Clutches up when nobody else could. This man is unstoppable.
Oh my gosh. That's disrespectful. Oh my gosh, Valentino. He ate his Wheaties this morning or something. My gosh.
Valentino might have just broken TYLOO.
Oh, he's on. Oh. Wow. The vet showing up when they need him most.
I mean, he's put on so many crazy plays this tournament, and somehow he tops himself. It's a 1v4 in that situation. Not maybe technically, but finds all 4 of those in the 1v1s, expects every single movement. He reads them like a book.
Just wow. That's talent right there. Amazing. And that really is a nail in the coffin, I feel like. Yeah. You really are close to that round. That was one of the best rounds played, and Valentino just comes in and breaks your back. Man.
Oh, Valentino, that was absolutely disgusting. He's now 13-1, setting himself up to be almost undisputed, the MVP of these play-ins. He's played so well, and if I'm Fnatic watching this team dominate TYLOO as they are, I know they're going to be the favorites as the EML squad, but I'd be worried with how Valentino is playing.
And of course, like Valentino told me, Fnatic have had them blacklisted for 3 years now, so there's a big unknown in this matchup if they do win this.
Yeah. Oh, brother, the story, it just writes itself here. It's beautiful Siege being played. It's really nice storylines coming through, and now AlUla with full control of this game. They're going to attack down towards the bottom floor. It's the last chance for TYLOO to get a defense round win in this matchup before we maybe head to overtime. That would be the only hope, but it feels so far away.
Yeah, they're reading them right now. There's no site set up here. Gave them the blue side, they're in. They have the dirt split too. They're gonna just plant this bomb right now.
Yeah, Abe is here inside of Church, so they've got a little bit of sight pressure, but most of these players still roaming up towards the top floor. Bazooka starting to clear some of these barbed wires out. Valentino roaming on this top floor too, by himself at the moment. They've got a really smart plant here. If they can get Crazy in with the defuse kit, Armory is fully under the attacker's control, but Crazy is quite a ways outside the building. He might have to try to rotate in either through blue or try to make his way towards dirt. Abe is able to stall things out a little bit longer, taking that pick up onto the Ram. That's going to make it back into a 4v4, but Crazy has eventually made it to the bomb site, and he can go for the plant with his teammates. Traded back down to a 3v3. Joza with a long angle inside the hallway, not able to find much. Valentino pushing blue as well, so they fully protected Crazy for this plant. TYLOO have to make some action happen. Songla is up above, the other two inside sight. Nice shot from Doha. Man advantage now for TYLOO, but the time is working against them. They've got to be careful with this push. The attackers retreat back inside of blue. Songla in oil pit with the flank will find Crazy, leaving Joza in the 1v3. He's got the angle, he's got the position, finding for the shot, but he can't find Jackie Wu. Close range gets one, flicks back around. He might find it, but instead it's Songla coming in through blue, and TYLOO will not be swept today.
Great retake from them. Really calm. Mute Songla made a great play going oil pit. They had the info that he was secret side. Him going oily through the moth didn't have that info. Valentino feeling a little bit too hot, overheating right there. The bomb was down. Could have played a little bit safer. Could have protected the top for them.
Yeah.
That was a great retake from TYLOO.
Well, Dave,
Y'all let him get one.
I mean, let's theorycraft a little bit, because if you're only going to get 1 round and a half, and you never want to get 1 round and a half, but if you're going to get just one, it kind of has to be round 6. That's the one that maybe gives you a chance on the momentum, right?
Of course. Winning that round, hopefully they can get them alive, get them back in it. Because even it was a very hard round for them to win too, so I feel like that can give them even more momentum going into this later half. It just depends how they can really form their attacks right now. And if AlUla, I feel like they're playing extremely confident right now, so I feel like they're not going to be letting them get much space inside the building.
Right.
So they need to make sure they're not giving away these early kills. And if they can actually make them like if they can force them to consolidate and they can clear through as a team, I feel like they're going to have some good attacks.
Yeah, even in that final round, still some positives to take away from AlUla. They had a really good push to get in there. A little slow on the plants, but it came eventually. They protected that plant spot for quite a long time and got it down. So you can see the confidence is not shaken on the side of AlUla. You can see them laughing amongst themselves, feeling confident in this halftime tack timeout. And meanwhile, I mean, it seems a little somber on the side of TYLOO. Who's speaking right now?
He's looking at the...
Somebody must be. The coach has sat down.
Where's he looking? Yeah, not much to say about TYLOO. Their energy just seems very out of it right now.
Yeah, so much more animated on the side of AlUla, and they've got to be, I know you can't get it in your head at this point, but they've got to be thinking to themselves, wow, Fnatic's up next, we're feeling good, like, we know we can roll in these 2 best of 3s, and if we can get past this busy day today, we just have to play a best of 1 tomorrow, we can start having some good time in the top 16. Nobody thought AlUla would, frankly, even win a game here at the tournament, not being a tier 1 team, but now threatening top 6, coming in close against Fnatic for this next matchup. They are certainly a dangerous team at this event.
I'm excited to see it. Anything can happen in Siege, and I think that's why it's a beautiful game. You know?
Yeah. Well, and I think it shows the depth of some of these regions, too. Like, AlUla not able to qualify in towards Tier 1. They didn't make it into the EML region, of course, when some of their fellow countrymen have been, some of their fellow region men have been able to represent MENA inside of EML. They unfortunately weren't really able to do that, but still they come through the qualifier, they get this guaranteed spot, and they're showing that there's a lot of depths inside the Middle East, and they're really powerful against even some of these top international squads.
Of course. Monty Cat ban coming out. I do feel like the Capital is a little bit weaker with the Wamai change, because you can actually just deny that. Double bandit. Aid ban, it's usual here.
Do you think? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on these operator bans, Dave, because AlUla banned the Monty Capitao, 2 operators that are usually thought of as like rafter clearing operators, right? They want to take that space. Do you ever think like we're up 5-1, we only need to win a couple of rounds? Maybe let's take some operator bans that might not be as useful on the basement, because if we just full stack into some of these top floor holds, that could help us out.
I think you can't really lean into too much, because in my head, it's always 0-0. You know, you can't really play too much into your lead. You have to play into your game plan that you set beforehand, because if you do start to adjust that stuff, it's just going to lead to desynchronization. And I feel like you need to like play your default game plan, and then if your default game plan's not working, you need to make sure you can adjust off of that. So I feel like you save those adjustments, if you go basement, you see this isn't working, you go cash, you see maybe the Monty Cap, they're still winning those rounds, and maybe you third ban one of the info op, but they're running the snake, and they're running the Dokkaebi,
Right.
to take that away. But I feel like the Monty's a good ban, especially against TYLOO, because it's going to make them have to get in the map without, because they haven't really been the best blitz in Blackbeard play. It's just been very solo here. They haven't used it too well. The Monty, you can just kind of walk in solo and take so much space alone.
What's the win con then from TYLOO? This is going to be quite an aggressive roam coming out from AlUla with players on the bottom first and second floor. How do you want to clear it if you're TYLOO?
One con on the roam clear is just take it slow here. You need to find the zone that they're going to leave and what zone they want to hard zone. A lot of teams with the Azami up, they want to play for that cash hard zone and play the Azami for the layer. Yep, we're going to see that's a spot right there. It's a very, if you don't reinforce constantly, you always have to be worried about that here.
It's a nice little pick to come through from Abe. He gets things started for TYLOO on the attack. It's exactly what you wanted to see from this roam clear. They're picking apart these defenders, taking it slow, as you said. Valentino playing here on the Scopo. He's got kind of a dirty angle onto the CC window. This is kind of nasty with it. And the long angle goes both ways. Damage dealt to both players, JackieWoo and Valentino. But Valentino knows he does not have to commit to this fight. He doesn't have to keep swinging it. Here comes a swing from the Azami. It'll just block off the breach and give a little bit more opportunity to Bazooka. But he oversteps. Doha's right there, and Valentino takes that as his cue to get back to site.
No, very good clear from them. Took it slow. Even after they got that initial pick, they relaxed, they've set their play, and they went for it. I feel like that's the strongest thing about the club clear. It's like, if you're a defender playing in these positions, the longer you're in a position, the worse it is for you. The more aggressive you have to be. And now they don't really have to fight too hard. They already have their picks. They need to kind of let them fall back into the site and then play for their execute.
Mahogger, I mean, he kind of feels the pressure in this round. He's feeling himself, too. He's had a great game so far, a great series, and decides, let me just go for something, see if I can fish up a frag. They are ready for it. JackieWoo has the read on this, so if he does go aggressive, he might just get hard punished, but why not take some risks? You're up 5-1. Knows that his teammates won't be able to hold sight without him 2v5, so he's got to be able to have some impact now. Spot some drones. Might hear him as well, JackieWoo. He's just holding this angle, playing it really, really smart. I think the whole time the rest of the teammates are just working on the site, right?
Yes,
they're ripping up on floorboards, they're working on the hatches, and Mahogger never commits.
Gonna run down, see if he peeks his JackieWoo. He knows though, they both know.
Yeah.
They're looking to clear him, they stun, they Grim B lower main right now.
Good information. They're just playing it really passive for TYLOO. They want a free pick on a Mahogger, but that lets him slip in through Jim. All of a sudden, this gets a little bit awkward. Uses the impact for a secondary angle, but JackieWoo is right behind him. He needs to watch over towards that Jim door in the hallway. That's where the pressure's coming from. Drops the hatch. That could be big, but they're ready for it, and they hear it. Another one from Abe. He's just crazy in the 1v5 inside of sight.
Nice round.
A clean round from TYLOO, and they perfectly answer back on their own offense.
Very patient round for them. Even in that scenario where they have the solo stuck, you saw them using their utility, their stuns, their Grim Bs to make sure. And once they saw him go deep, they had made the right reaction off of what they gave them and to go sight. So I feel like they're really in this game right now.
So back-to-back round wins for TYLOO. Starting to get a little momentum on their side. I don't think anybody's worried for AlUla yet, but what does the score have to get to for you to start getting worried, Dave, about the fact that this might end up in overtime? We might see TYLOO pull things back.
3-5. Okay. 3-5, and they're going to be going back basement, and that's where you get 4-5, and then that's where you're going to be Jim, and that's when they start to creep into the back of your head. It's like, oh, man, this is getting close. So I feel like this is a crucial round right here. If you go 2-6, it's a big gap.
For sure. Wow, that will make this round all the more important. Gym bedroom is the defense. I like the mirror window being set up here from Crazy. They're going to have a strong setup over towards site. We'll also, of course, extending onto that cache side, just as we were seeing from TYLOO when they wanted to play across the whole top floor. Defense, or the attackers, I should say, they were hovering over that Finca. I thought maybe we get something fun, but Doha, he pulls off. He's going to run this Blackbeard instead, and they're going to probably go for a full map clear.
Yeah. The Grim, the Blackbeard, we got the nades, the cannons, the Zof stuns, and the ace charges that if you cash clean here. Need to see how they deal with this Raptor extension the Azami playing here.
Reloading.
Let's see. Ella playing below 2 could be troublesome right now.
Valentino left off the board for the last 2 rounds. For 3 rounds before that, rounds 3, 4, and 5, he had a 4K, a 3K, and a 4K. Jeez. So he was on a tear for quite some time. They have silenced him for the moment. You have to imagine if he gets 1 in this round, he might power up and just start adding up those kills. Repositions over towards the breach as Abe starts to do quick work on the CC wall, but just knows that he doesn't want to play too aggressive on this, right? He doesn't have to die inside of Raptors. He's happy to back off and play construction with his team.
Well, my charge got an ace 2 here. Only 2 aces left up, so.
Keep it deployed.
going to be playing across for the C4. You might playing to help. They're probably going to be giving red right now and just play for the cast extend. C4. Oh, that's great damage.
Almost got the kill on a Doha. I thought perhaps he'd have it. They just missed on the Zofia stun too. They had a good intel on Bazooka, but they just barely miss it. And the second Nitro does eventually take down the Blackbeard inside of Rafters. That's a big pick to come through from AlUla. TYLOO now on limited resources, but Songla hits a brilliant shot on his birthday to be able to equalize the man count back down to a 4v4.
Right now, we really need to look to get aggressive on this window player. He's the one solo player right now that they can work. They need to look to do that, and then TYLOO look to need to clear out this top right position and cash side here.
Mahaga and Bazooka still playing on this extension, trying to find some way to stop these attackers from getting on in. TYLOO have definitely slowed the pace a little bit. They're getting into the drones. They spot the player getting aggressive here on the wall, and it's a great push coming out with a bailiff to be able to take down Mahaga. That's a really good read from Abe. They have the drone on him, but they see Bazooka. Doesn't feel like they know this spot. The shotgun's deadly, but Songla's there for the trade. Only gets it down into Abe, so they can pick him back up too. But Valentino, don't forget about this man. He's so dangerous. He's done crazier things than this. Down to a 2v2 is crazy. Gets one, but the pistol's out, and he trades it back. Now it's a 1v1. Jackie Wu and Valentino. Match point on the line. 55 seconds. He can slow this down. Valentino's got the fuse kit somewhat under his control on this cash side, so it's gotten very messy. Jackie Wu, better control of the bomb site, but without the objective, can't do a whole lot with it. He's going to use this drone and slow things down. Spot out some information, allow his teams to call things out for him. Valentino, deagle in hand, does not want to move, wants to listen for his opponent, find this peak as it comes through. He just saw the shadow. That could be devastating from Jackie Wu. 30 seconds. On for the peak. Eagle out. Body shot hit. Now to the primary. 20 bullets. He's back over towards top red. Jackie Wu knows his position.
Drone hole, care for it.
15 seconds. You've got to be really careful. The drone hole won't be peaked by Valentino. There's the swing, and Jackie Wu prevents a disaster and shuts down Valentino for what feels like the first time this game.
Well, it looks like TYLOO's feeling the stress right there. It's close. Close rounds. Feel like two right now. They're looking very separated right now. They need to kind of condensify. I feel like once you get that kill on the Blackbird, it's even a stronger layer because they have no shield play to actually push you out of the bedroom position going through connector here. So I feel like they need to play deeper into these win columns, especially this fight below. You already have the kill on the Blackbird. They missed a triple impact. The only fight he can really get is from his gun. So keeping him outside of stock, which is a disadvantageous fight for the Ella.
Just an insane round, top to bottom. I mean, the bomb site was gym and bedroom. You never would have known that if you were watching this round. And I think a look of relief there coming through from Jackie Wu. He just let out a sigh like, thank God I won that. His team needed it. And now, up 5-3, this game is starting to get close.
Jim. We're here. It's 3-5. Pressure round. You win this, and then you're going, I'm shocked they do run this back.
It was close. They came down to the 1v1. They clearly liked their extension on the cash side, but means that they don't really get the chance to play CCTV cash, which is where you'd expect them to go for round 9.
Especially with the Monty Cat Band, I feel like you would want to go to that site.
Right.
Why do it yourself when
It's a bit of a gamble from AlUla, but they know they have to play bold if they want to be able to win this matchup up 5-3. Do something to catch your opponent off guard, surprise them a little bit. Say, you think you did well on that bomb site? Well, let's try it again and see if the result stays the same. Valentino starting in Rafters just as he did last time, but might be a little bit more eager to stick around because he's got support from Joza just inside a secret. Playing on this upside down rappel, it's very difficult, but Joza's been doing a great job of staying alive. And with the Deimos mark, he will choose to retreat.
Good pick from Valentino. We see they made an adjustment on the rafter extension. They had the wall double soft, and they played the layer off the cash wall getting open. This round they reinforced. They sent the Azami. They're saying, we're not going to give you this space. We're going to make you clear it out.
Valentino says, get me in the action. I'll stick around Rafters a little longer and take down the Blackbeard. They're even feeding him information. It's those yokai cams that are giving intel over to Valentino so that he can make smart swings. I love that aggression coming through from AlUla, even though site players getting some impact here on the extension.
Especially too with the Blackbeard gone, you're going to lose so much catalyzation going into this rafter clear.
Yeah.
You need to look to take the lower garage side, almost like it's a CCTV, flash him, and then clear him with the walk-up.
It's been almost half the round, Valentino is still inside of Rafters. 130 now. The Grimbees are starting to ping him out, but he's already gotten one pick onto the Blackbeard. The nades, the flashes. This should be the end of Valentino. He's full blind. The red of marker will punish him, and finally Jackie Wu gets the kill in a second. Great flick over to Joza. We saw it just at the tail end there when he finds the headshot. So now, man advantage favoring TYLOO. Jackie Wu has come alive, 9-5 in the server. After clutching the 1v1 versus Valentino, he is suddenly powered up for his team, and it's a 4v2 for TYLOO.
TYLOO heating up, Jesse. Looking good here.
Dangerous, dangerous team.
Echo, Mirror C4 here. They have good win count. Only 2 Echo drones left. 1 in gym, 1 in bedroom right now. Probably be playing off of that. Time deny. I like to see Mirror try to play for a middle master, C4. Try to get a kill back. TYLOO just need to slow up right now, find their execute, and isolate their picks.
Yeah, TYLOO got some good time to play with. They don't have to rush this execute. They can wait and try to get some angles in towards the window. Logi hatch if it's an option. Jacuzzi wall if it's been dealt with at this point, although I'm not sure that it has. Songlo's going in down below to try to pressure the main stairs. Jackie Wu on the gym window could be about to fight crazy here on that hallway position. Thinks that there might be someone here, and there it is. A quad kill for Jackie Wu. It leaves it all on to Mahagar to try to clutch this one up. Doesn't have the yokais to play with, so he's swinging the window. Jackie Wu is not able to stop the plant denial. Here comes 2 from Mahagar. He gets the down, but it's Abe who from the door who finds that pick. Jackie Wu, an incredible round to follow up his 1v1 clutch.
Well, we're here. That 3-5 round. We're 4-5 here. Let's see if they go basement or cash.
Set of operator bans comes through before they have to make that call on what site they want to go to. They've been very successful attacking onto that gym bedroom site, so I cannot imagine we see AlUla head that way. And Dave, do you call attack timeout here if you're the coach of AlUla?
You should, honestly. They're making very individual mistakes right now. I feel like Valentino already has that kill inside of Rafter. He doesn't need to help the Ella. He needs to be playing for the late round. We get another kill, Jackie. We're just walking up barrage. You know, they were in a great position, and they're kind of just feeding these picks back to them right now.
Well, it will be called by AlUla. They use their tactical timeout here, so that is, we agree, the right call to make it. You know, they try to really fight for these Rafters positions, and I like the confidence from AlUla. You know, they feel comfortable in taking some of these fights and playing behind their guns, especially Valentino, but TYLOO have just done a really good job of, I think, reading that game plan. You know, it feels like for the first time in this series, they have a good idea of how AlUla are trying to play.
Exactly, and they have a good end-round plan, too. You know, I feel like in Chalet, they weren't really... They were struggling to see what they wanted to get, what space they wanted to take in the end of the round. But TYLOO, they're really working their positions really well. They see the guys playing Rafter hard. They're coming into lounge below. They're nading. They're using the flashes, and they're just working together as a team. And I think that's just what we need to see from AlUla. You need to take what the enemy's giving you. You know, they gave you a kill already. Yeah. You don't need to die too much for the Rafter position, because if you die too much trying to help Rafter, it's going to create that snowball effect like I talked about and give those kills back that you not need to give, especially with Jim, and you have the Golden Mirror and the Echo. You need to play for the late round.
AlUla were the benefactors of the best comeback we've seen so far at the Esports World Cup when they beat Chiefs yesterday late into the night, coming back from a 7-1 first map defeats to win 8-7, 8-7. Now they must do the opposite. They have to shut down this comeback from TYLOO. They got their own dominant map win back in the first map of the series on Chalet, a 7-2 victory as it shows in the top right of your screen. They went up dominantly 5-0 here on Clubhouse, but have lost 4 straight to find themselves 1 away from a tie game on their own map pick. TYLOO, with all the momentum in the world, it's going to be really coming down to if that tack timeout and the bomb site change can be a big difference maker for AlUla.
Going for a roam here. They banned the Azami, so the blue side's going to be a lot weaker. Scopo's still playing Rafter side. The Ella up top. They're bringing another flip annoying to get that. They can play into their roam a bit stronger here. I want to see... They have the Habana open, okay. Already a quick gym entry right now.
Yeah.
Might do a main walk down to OPK bar, or they're going to go through the top.
This is the strength of the snake. If the mute's not being brought, you can clearly walk through those top couple of floors, make sure that there's nobody around. So that's going to be really good information being gathered by TYLOO quite quickly on this top floor clear. Valentino playing that Raptors position for another round, but this time, of course, on the Scopos for the quick retreat if he needs it. Candela's coming through to pressure in towards Joza. He's playing that top red position now. Valentino flicking through cams, doesn't feel the pressure to retreat just yet. There's no need to do so. It looks like this first fight might come towards Joza instead, fully flashing him out now on the yellow. He's got the mirror winner to play behind, so he's got to force back after that nade comes through. They caught him on a drone. The Blackbeard's staring him down as well. The impact does a little bit of damage onto Joviker, but now with him being full white, they're just trying to fall back as quickly as they can. Joza perfectly uses the yellow to be able to get that kill onto Joviker. That's going to get the man advantage back under the control of AlUla. Valentino's in a really tough spot, but he feels the pressure. He loses the fight to Jackie Wu. The one player who has consistently shut down Valentino does it again, but his teammates are falling. Abe goes down as well on that clear, and it's going to be a 3v4 favoring AlUla.
3 cans left. Snake on 1 HP. Church wall's fully soft. No mirrors on site here. Church should be the weak point of this strategy right now.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
We're going to see things slow down quite considerably. There's lots of hard breaching still on the side of TYLOO. They did lose Abe on the Sabana, but plenty of can openers from Doha and Jackie Wu to start working on these hatches. You also, again, don't have any nitrous cells, so the kitchen hatch should be doable from those cans as well.
No impacts either.
Yeah, you want to see them go down main, pressure, Church, go Moto. You think that's their best bet?
Yeah, especially with 3 impacts left on Zofia, you can rip that church wall completely open. Even if you're not going to end there, it's just going to be good pressure onto the people in sight. You're going to force them to have to play blue or either play on the bomb right now.
Good spot from our observer. The defuse get not under the control of TYLOO, so they have to flood in and go for these kills. This might be a mistake now. Songlo will grab it, but he's got a lot of time inside a kitchen to try to bring this one back. Early damage from Doha with that secondary. He does some good pressure into these defenders, but he's not able to walk away with a kill, and that's his position revealed. Joza faces some pressure inside of blue. Inside of dirt is really what they're worried about, but the kitchen drop's going to come down quite quickly. There's the swing with the TCSG, but Crazy falls instead. It's a nice little shot coming through from Doha, but he's still got so much pressure to worry about. Mahogger takes down Jackie Wu, but the Ying play, it's not quite enough. Songlo with 1 HP, can't do more than 1, and AlUla will secure match point off of that defense.
That was great. You know, only given the Scopos kill, that's fine. They got 4 back to site, they've stacked the site, and they stopped the execute. That's really what you want from the club room clear. You really want to make them work for the clear. They get the clear, and you make them work for the site. Simple.
I mean, that's what we really saw TYLOO struggling with, right? Like, they would fight on that roam game, but then they weren't able to rotate back and also fight on the site. AlUla able to do both there, and it feels like it could be the difference maker on this map.
Of course, and I think, too, unlucky, they were still trying to work together. They tried to use the nade from the blue hatch to clear the AK person, but he styled across. Beautiful play. Amazing siege coming out. This was a big kill, too, on the Blackbeard. Totally. Should not have won that, especially with the Yings going off. That was amazing.
Joza just putting in the work. He might not have the most amount of kills for his team, but I feel like the frags he's getting are so high impact, and he's had some other really strong maps where he's top fragging for his squad. So everybody popping off for AlUla, even when Valentino is starting to steal the show. Back-to-back round wins will be necessary for TYLOO to stay alive at the Esports World Cup. Then they've got to win overtime. Then they've got to win Fortress. Then they've got to beat Fnatic. The road is still almost just as long as it was a few hours ago, Dave.
Yeah, it's very difficult here, but it starts with 1 round, 1 moment, 1 breath. Let's go.
It's all going to come down to these next couple of moments to see if TYLOO do have what it takes. I've really enjoyed their bounce back so far in this game. We thought they were going to be down and out. I was worried about a 7-0 here on Clubhouse, but the way they've been able to battle back, led by their experienced veteran and Jackie Wu to be able to make these big plays happen, that's all they can really ask for to get themselves to this point. Now they've got to push for a little bit more CCTV cash for the first time we're seeing this, Dave.
And I think this is good, too, because their bans are really catered to this site, and I feel like they should have been running it a lot earlier here.
Yep.
They have a good line. The Smoke, the Goyle is going to be able to stall the Rafter extension, play off the Wamai here. And the L is a good pick, too, because they just keep bringing shields. The Thorn's also great for the Master Side extension, so if they want to clear that, you have good trap operators to hold that. And also you have good denial operators to stop anything garage side of the flames they usually put on the top of the stairs, and the smokes for the late round here.
Starting to see this pressure down towards Garage. You usually see teams either commit to the Master clear or to the Garage clear. It looks like it's going to be Garage. That is the focus for TYLOO, despite the bans really making this difficult. No Monty, no Capitout, no Grim, 3 of the best operators. Instead, you've just got this Zofia who can try to play inside the roof. You've got the Blackbeard as well from Doha who can try to get a sneaky pick.
They're going to use a gridlock below the nade. But they have a player for zoning for him here.
Oh, no.
This could be bad timing.
This could be really bad for Songla. He just caught him on a drone, though.
I don't think he saw him, though, yeah. Not yet.
Setting up a
He has to time this really well. Joza knows how important this pick is. If he takes down Songla, you said it, that's the nade. That's going to make things really difficult. Playing inside of Oil Pit, he can toss the nades from down here. Seems to know the initial position being held inside of Rafters. That's going to be crazy on the Wamai that's playing this too. So don't forget, a lot of those utilities will be caught, but instead he just dies to the track stinger. Nice little util play coming out there from Songla to get that secure onto the down. And they spot out onto Joza, so this looks really good for TYLOO. Joza sees the drone. He recognizes that they know he's here, so that's going to give him a little bit of an edge. But even still, he's not giving up this position. He wants to be a nuisance. He wants to be a thorn in their side. And we're already down to the last 60 seconds, Dave.
Yeah. They have... How many smokes do they have? 3 smokes, 3 thorns. Oh, geez.
Wow.
Let's see here.
Even
Songla's kind of wasting time on this guy. They have two sets of flames.
40 seconds now fighting in towards blue. Joza would love to be able to take this player down and give his team the edge, equalize those man counts, but instead he misses the fight and Songla gets out, knows that he can't worry about this player in the basement. They've got a site to try to take him. There's 30 seconds left, so sprint up those red stairs, trying to make your way in towards the bomb site.
It's like oil.
Mahagar's trying to make some plays here as well. You mentioned it. There's the oil flank coming through from Joza. They are seemingly watching for it, but there's a lot of things they got to watch for right now, Dave.
Too much to worry about, Jesse.
So much fire. Toxic Babes. The flank comes in now, 15 seconds. It gets denied, but even still, the time heavily favoring AlUla. They've got to get a move on for TYLOO. The plant will start now inside of CCTV. The frag's going the way of TYLOO. It's just Valentino, and he can't do it. It'll be flawless from TYLOO. At the last moment, they stay alive.
Great round for them, you know. A lot of times you can get really sporadic right there, especially with the oil flank. There's so much to watch, there's so much to care for on the site side. Especially they have the smoke, but they really did make sure they had everything handled, and that was a great round from them.
It feels like under all this pressure, even in very difficult execute situations, TYLOO are really doing a good job of getting their mental under control, not panicking, not making risky plays, and not going for overextensions and swings. It feels like they're doing a really good job of playing under their pressure, and this is kind of what we saw from AlUla yesterday. They started really weak, they started like not themselves, and as the game goes on, they've warmed up into it. TYLOO have gotten better and better as this match has persisted, and if they can just hold on for one more round, they'll give themselves another lifeline.
The smoke miss too. It's a big thing. It's tough.
So tricky with all of that utility that they had going down. I mean, it's difficult to know if you're stopping the plant or if it's just off the mark there. In this situation, it's going to be AlUla now rotating back over to Gym Bedroom. They've tried this twice already, Dave, and they lost it both times. Granted, the first was a 1v1. You could argue the second was maybe an overextension from Valentino. Like, they've had good looks on this bomb site, but 2-0 is 2-0 for TYLOO.
I expect them to go a little bit more passive here, especially having the double shielded master. The Nars is shut down. They're probably going to have to remind play Gym Rack. The Valk playing below late round. Let's see, because he's probably going to put a cam up top and flip below.
Yep.
Because right now they've been really giving the kills on the Rafter and the garage side. Make them get into that next zone of the attack right now.
Yeah, really nobody Rafters, of course. Nobody inside of CC at the moment. I mean, we have Bazooka inside of Cash, so there is a little bit of a roam. In fact, he's moving over towards red just as we speak. They do seemingly want to contest this a little bit.
They have no walls, though. They can't.
It's a bit slow, though. Like, surely this is just a bit of a fake.
Yeah.
The second wall from between Cash and CC will still be soft, so that might open up an angle if they can get inside of Rafters on the side of TYLOO. That should be the goal. As they drone this out, they might recognize that this is a little bit weaker, and the goal should be to move through this a little bit faster than they previously had.
Of course. They have good info on the guy on cams here. Maybe a wall bank from below off the Deimos.
They used to have the Zofia for this push, but they've actually dropped it instead. So that's not going to give them as good of a pickup above. The Deimos can still be really strong, though.
The Zofia is more or less, it's one, everything in one. All your eggs in one basket, all mystery impacts. The Deimos gives you 3 tracks. You still have the pistol. You have a lot more ammo, a lot more just vertical displacement here, especially with the nades, too.
Yep. Songla, he missed that one shot into Zofia the first time they attacked this site, so since then he's moved over to Deimos instead. He will start that track, hoping to find the player up above, but it looks like...
Beautiful.
Yeah, Mahagar's all the way back to site already, and that's what you wanted to see, right, Dave? Playing more passive, not going for actual gunfights around that extension.
Now, right here, Jesse, you have to be very careful with the kills back. You know, you have your too many plays really with the C4 going out the window off of crazy, and you need to put your Valk below to make sure that you have that late round potential here.
Yeah.
And he's getting tracked right now, so he's going to probably run below after the track.
Okay.
See if he can make it down.
It can get kind of claustrophobic on this site, right? When it's 5 players alive, there can be not that many positions to play with all of these windows open. Jacuzzi, the Logi hatch, there's a lot of different angles that the attackers can play behind, so having someone below can definitely ease up that pressure.
Especially too here with the Denari setup, it makes Master just a better hard zone, especially. And then the gold mirror allows you to play for the Logi hard zone, so you really force him into the gym side execute, is what you're seeing Songless going to be holding for the Valk below.
Yep.
So this is going to be crucial on the below side here. One C4 on the site, you know, it's going to be on Valentino playing inside a gym right now. If they can clear him out well or not.
He's in such a difficult position. He doesn't have the Azami, so he's here on the Wamai instead, trying to lock things down. He takes a little bit of damage and unfortunately blocked by his teammate, so it takes a bunch from that Dokkaebi call. That means that they can't play inside of Gym for the moment. That's going to be scary. 25 seconds and Valentino's the first one to die. Songla seemingly aware that there's one down below, but he's not sure of the exact position. Opens the door for Josen now to try to go for a bit of a swing as his teammates plants. It's being watched perfectly by Songla. 3 players down on the side of AlUla, trying to get this defense down. The plant will finish. 5v1. Bazooka with everything on his plate. Overtime, almost a guarantee now. TYLOO have been putting up so many good attacks here on Clubhouse. Bazooka, what could he possibly do from this position inside of Logi? He's got to push so deep. There's one on the main stairs down below. Gets past that angle to approach the gym window now. One still inside the site as well. That's going to be Doha playing in, of course, on the IQ. Trying to find the long angle on the window. Bazooka just biding his time. There's a nice little second pick. Onto the window, he wants a third, but Joviker eventually shuts it down. We're going to overtime, Dave.
No, very good attack from them. It felt like AlUla aren't really understanding their win cons very well, especially because there's no Logi pressure. You can have a guy deep inside of Logi holding your con cross to keep this mirror on the master bed so you can play the C4, because then when they go to clear Valentino, they're going to be in that spot to be C4able. So you need to have that C4 ready. So if Valentino does die, you're at least trading him back and breaking a little bit of their push.
Right. Wow, all of a sudden, this game has slipped on its head. I remember when we were talking about AlUla going for some smiles, joking around, TYLOO looked dead, but now the smiles are creeping back on TYLOO. They absolutely feel that they're in this game. They know that they have what it takes, and you can just feel them getting confident.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, this might get scary for AlUla.
Any man's game now.
Anybody's for sure. Now, it would have been AlUla's choice to start on the defense here. Would you prefer to start on the defense given how attacker-sided this game has been so far?
You can never know that in the pregame, so like,
of course,
it's a good choice to go defense. I just feel like they're not really playing that well off of their rounds. They just need to make sure that they're really trying to isolate these fights together. You know, Valentino, he's running back into gym. He's alone. The mirror is playing in bathroom passive. They just need to sync up if they want to get back into these zones together. And honestly, on the roam right now, I'm interested to see how hard they fight, because they've been given a lot of space to the shield. And if TYLOO choose to clear, or they choose to bait the clear and go for sight right now.
This is the one bomb site that AlUla were able to find success. That was back in around number 10, and they started with that extension up towards Cash. They got a man advantage, then they fell back and just defended simply in the 4v3. You've got to imagine that'll again be the game plan. Their operators have not changed up too much at all. They've dropped the Mira in favor of the Valkyrie, so that's the one switch they'll make. They've also dropped the Fenrir in favor of the Thorns, so a couple of ops changing here and there, but the overall plan surely will remain the same.
Clearing early dirt util, that's good. It's going to push them back. So that right there is going to be okay. They could be hitting side guys. That's going to change the aspect of the roam clear. People are going to get a lot closer to the kitchen side and from Logi side. And this bar player is going to creep through right now. Dokkaebi's kind of cut. They're might go for bar Piquet here.
He's got some other teammates around this mid-floor, around Blue, but this is going to be scary. Hogger's going to just be playing inside a stage. Now he's on a drone. They know his exact position. They can go for a really nice pinch from TYLOO.
He's ahead of the Thorn Trap 2 front door. He doesn't know he's in.
Oh, this could be really good. Bazooka still trying to pinch in with his teammate. Do they know about Songla? Clearly not. Here comes the flash. They're going to try to pressure Mahogger now. They're going to try to clear out those thorn traps, and they will do so just like that. Candela's come through. They start to blind these players even more. It's so slow from TYLOO, and patience pays off, but it gets traded back immediately. Bazooka steps up and takes down the Blackbeard. That's going to be a really big pick onto the attackers. And now we see the question mark from AlUla. Do they continue to try to fight this? They've still got Valentino up inside of Rafters. They've still got Joza and Bazooka playing here around Lounge. They've got a bit of an extension, but TYLOO, do they even care? They're still just working on the vert.
Yeah, of course, TYLOO here now have the option to split Blue and Moto right now. Big impact comes above to put pressure on the Blue hatch here. But right now, TYLOO needs to recognize how many people are off site and they need to go for the gap on site. But the thing about Scopus is he can TP back at any point here to help site. Better do the Moto drop right now.
This might signal the start of the execute.
Valentino's back.
This is smart from Valentino. This wall continues to be soft, so he has to just back off as soon as he teleports in. Crazy finds Abe. That's a really big pick. Nice. Doha falls as well to Valentino, who's just rotated on back. It's one traded from Jackie Wu, but he's got so much now, 2v2. Songla up on the kitchen hash. He's trying to hold this angle as the rest of the defenders are lurking around in sight. Bazooka unlikely to get picked up over towards blue. Close on the church wall. That's going to be Valentino. He doesn't have a phone anymore. He's taking a lot of damage to that Dokkaebi call. They'll throw one more call over towards Crazy. Jackie Wu holds the defuse kit at his feet. On the prone angle, Valentino gets slammed. He was aware. He might have heard that position change. Now Crazy, they know exactly where he's at, and he's on 1 HP. He's got to go crazy with this TCSG, living up to his name, but they're just going to go for a plant inside a church. They know that this one's safe. Finally, Songla's going to go down to that fire charge from the Goyo, so this is going to get very tough for Crazy. 12 seconds on the clock, but this plant will finish and reset to 45. Here's the long angle, and it loses. Songla finds that pick, and TYLOO on map point.
Wow. Good around. Wow. AlUla, again, in a winning position, but again, just over-peaking. The Thorn peaking before Valentino takes contact. You have to make them get deep.
Yeah.
They're not making their final play. They're pushing to the site. You need to make them force their hand.
Mm-hmm.
They're really separate right now. You can see their energy is zapped. They're not yelling at all. They're not as energetic. They're not smiling. They're tensed up right now. This is the worst thing that could happen for them.
Dave, we're 2 days, we're a day and a half deep into the Esports World Cup, and we've already seen some of the best games of the season so far in Rainbow Six. I am so excited for the games to come. TYLOO and AlUla has delivered after a disappointing map 1 on Chalet, where it was a stomp 7-2 favoring the Middle Eastern team, taking their opponent's map pick. They went off to a 5-0 lead on Clubhouse as well, don't forget. They looked like they were going to run away, maybe a 7-0 on map 2.
Yep.
Oh, how the tides have turned. Now TYLOO get their chance to move back towards the defense. This has got to be the one hope remaining for AlUla. They get to attack where they've found a lot of early success, but I'm worried about that momentum.
Of course. Momentum's big because they're coming off of that map where they're feeling very confident. They go into a nice half. They go into the defense. They lose all of that confidence. They lose their OT round. And now they're here on the attacking side. I feel like if TYLOO can get an opening pick, it can really hurt them right here.
5 seconds.
Map 3, if we need it, will be Fortress. That's where TYLOO got their big victory over Chiefs, and that's where AlUla looked really rough, losing to Chiefs in that 7-1 first map of the series. So you have to say that that third map does favor TYLOO. If they also have the momentum running into it, then things do look rough. AlUla want to finish this out here and now. Both of these teams would have wanted to finish this series as quickly as possible so they could be well rested for Fnatic, but obviously that's not in the cards for TYLOO. They've got a lot of work to do, but they've been doing a great job so far.
Early entry into stock here to cut their own clear. Newt trying to make Vert, just missing him. Wow. Let's see if they have the Uzami out for the blue layer. Just looking to see TYLOO just waste time on this roam clear. Maybe get a kill and then get back to site here and play for that site execute. Go for the wall. Good timing. Wow, get out, guys.
Okay, Songla, he makes that play. Abe takes a ton of damage elsewhere on the map too, just playing up towards Cash, but with that pick, you said it, Dave, now they can start to rotate back down towards the site. It's a really aggressive move to save Abe and take down Mahagar.
Yep.
Songla is going to rotate back towards the site with that Scopos utility, perfectly played by him, and everybody else moves down to the bottom floor as well.
Yep, very good round from them. Right here is going to be about AlUla trying to find a kill back inside the site side, trying to work a kill here on the blue side. Jackie Wu is not back safe yet. There's still 3 people in blue. Jesus, this is bad.
Oh no, what are they doing? They're going aggressive here. They might have spotted that with Valentino inside of Lounge. They've got a couple of bodies over in this direction. They do down Abe, who's going for one of those flanks. Now a player in bottom garage. We're overcooking a little bit here. They get aggressive in bottom garage, but that does not pay off, and they throw their man advantage out the window.
Yes, it's a problem in the strat because they have the hatch open and they're not holding stock.
Songla goes back up towards the Raptors position too. He was never cleared out. He gets one, but Valentino gets the frag right back, and now it's Jackie Wu and Yovaker. They equalize with Yovaker finding the headshot onto Crazy. Now they just have to play site. Surely we go back and play site now. Jackie Wu and Yovaker, still over a minute to go, but they've really brought this down to a tense moment.
Valentino on 18, let's see.
Valentino 18, Jackie Wu with 15. They've both led their squads as the veterans on each side. They've been here before. They've played at these international events. Good information from Joza. He spots both of those defenders on the Snake and can feed that over to Valentino. Takes the fight on a Jackie Wu. Loses it. Headshot by the main player on TYLOO. He's done so much work to get his team here. Valentino, he's been the star as well. In the 1v2 with 35 seconds and loses it out to Jackie Wu. That's TYLOO taking their opponent's pick, shutting down AlUla and forcing a third map.
Wow. What a map. Coach walks straight off the stage. Coach is pissed. The coach is mad right now. And look at the...
One thing is for certain, nothing is easy at the Esports World Cup, and both TYLOO and AlUla are finding that one out, as did MIBR Los over on the A stream. That's a huge upset. I don't think anybody expected a Brazilian team to go down to CAG, but...
Yeah.
Wow.
It's big from CAG2 being able to bounce back. And then they had a very slow start, so happy to see them finding success here.
Underdogs have found a lot of success so far here at the Esports World Cup. AlUla taking down Chiefs was an upset for a lot of people the other day. Even TYLOO being able to get a victory earlier on in this match, earlier in this tournament. A lot of people thought they might be struggling, but here they are on the second day of the event, playing for their lives.
Looking at these player cams too, very animated from the TYLOO side. Laughing, Jackie Wu's holding his mouse up, laughing. Just seeing, you know, just very to themselves right now.
A bit more calm on the side of AlUla, and could be the nerves, could be the stress, but also you got to imagine that this is a team who have made difficult comebacks before themselves, right? Like, they were in such a tough spot yesterday. You have to imagine their mental will be strong today, even though that last map was kind of a disaster at the end. It spiraled out of control for them, and TYLOO really took full control of the reins. So let's find out. Operator bans are finished, and we've got AlUla versus TYLOO. Map 3, loser goes home.
See the Ace Monty band coming out, and then the Cade Clash. That could be difficult, Jesse, because you're leaving the Smoke Goyo up. And if you are running shields, you're going to be dealing with traps, and then you're going to be dealing with the Smoke Goyo combination to completely stall it out. So you're going to be getting pushed into late round executes this map.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see kind of how these teams want to play through this push. I mean, we were talking about the shields quite a bit on the offensive side. We talked about the Snake. It does survive the ban phase, at least to start, but they won't bring the F2 in terms of that. They'll bring it maybe from Valentino on this Twitch, and Crazy will be rocking that Blackbeard. You mentioned it. He is the primary shield player for this team on the side of AlUla, so we're going to get to see what he's capable of as this team tries to push in, maybe from the south side. We'll see what the push looks like.
Abana's going to be good to get the dorms wall open, because a lot of times some teams will double reinforce that inner wall. Just being able to have that hard breach potential is great. Push going to be good too to clear gaps right now, especially with the Thorn up. Flores is great too to clear the barbed wire off staircases for the late round walks here. They just need to put the pressure so they can clear some of these Goyles on each side, so that they can really not let TYLOO pinpoint where they want to go.
Here on this top floor, we're going to see TYLOO and AlUla trying to battle things out on the roam game. This was something that TYLOO struggled with quite a bit on Clubhouse, where the roamers weren't really able to get back towards site. They've got a good ping onto Abe, and also some really good damage onto Songla. He's going to be the Azami holding down that horse position, while Abe tries to roam on that south side, maybe alongside Doha as well. They've got a couple of different options, but instead it's a swing from Abe, and he goes down to Crazy. That's really good information from AlUla, and hard punished on the roam.
There's a shield play coming on, Jesse.
Uh-oh, there's another one from Bazooka. Instantly finds one back on a Doha. The shield play that you wanted to see is coming into full effect. A two-man lead now favoring AlUla. What do you do if you're TYLOO in this spot? Do you need to get aggressive?
It's a difficult situation, because you can't get too aggressive off the initial kills, because they're going to be looking for that aggression. You have to wait until they go into their next round transition, when they're looking to take the next set of space, either horse or bathroom side. They need to look to make a play against that here. That's true. They have the briefing walls full reinforced off. Trap did big damage to Crazy.
Wow.
And the flame.
Oh no!
There it is.
Jackie Wu hits that Vulcan canister and will finish off Crazy. He heard his own trap going off, of course, there, so they had good information on that Blackbeard. But he's done his job in some sense, right? He's pushed back those roamers. He's worked his team into a two-man advantage. You'd certainly like to have that shield to assist with the plant and assist with pushing out those site players, but I still like this position coming through from AlUla.
Valentino switching scopes on the Twitch DMR too. I always think when you're switching scopes, you're kind of feeling a little bit off about something too. So something to watch for here.
Well, we're going to have to see what this ends up coming down to with 45 seconds. Joseph's actually going to go down below, of course, still playing on this Zofia. He doesn't have a perfect read onto where the players are at. Might have one now, get some good vert play, but it's not enough to actually get the kill into Yovaker. He's playing more passive by his mirror window. Jackie Wu falls to Bazooka, leaves it all towards Yovaker, and Songla now playing aggressive in towards Horse. Songla just backing towards the bomb site. There's a first fight, but it doesn't go the way of Yovaker. He misses some shots. Those were critical fights that he had to win. Ends up being him taken down. Songla gets one, but in the 1v3, he's got so much work to do. Bazooka just plays this passive, and even with the deagle, he swings back out. A really good round from Bazooka.
Very good. Very clean, but I still want better work from Crazy on that shield. Once you have an opening kill, once you have a 5v3, he's continuing to walk alone right now, so I feel like he needs to make sure that he is with his teammates for the trade potential here. Looking at the side two, look very calm right now. Valentino, the vet, showing up here for his team. Let's see.
So a good start from AlUla. Of course, this roam clear was really nice to see them coming through with a couple of important picks. And even after losing the shield, it felt like they had really good control of how they wanted to close out this round. I believe it was a triple kill coming through in the end there as well from Bazooka. Indeed, it was. So just working some of that off angles, being able to apply that secondary pressure that the rest of his team needed from him as he was pushing more on that northeast side. It's going to start things off nice and easy for AlUla. But as we know, Dave, it doesn't necessarily matter who starts off strong. It's about finishing the game that way.
Exactly.
10 seconds to go.
And two, TYLOO looked a little bit distinct in that round. Goyo swinging alone, Smoke walking to help the Goyo, gets killed from which he doesn't know about. They just need to sync up right now, and if they're going to fight the front, they need to fight it together, they need to fight it with utility, need that Smoke starting Glow. Because I feel like that's the thing, you kind of give Glow up on this top old tower side when you have the Smoke ban, and you don't have any Clash, but you have the Smoke, you have the Goyo up, and even the Tachanka too, you need to make sure you're flaming, you're smoking, and stalling time on that position.
TYLOO's defenses have really struggled today. They had just a 40% defensive win rate yesterday through their 2 games that they played. And
low.
Yeah, unfortunately for most teams in Siege, you're going to be aiming for 55, 60% on those defenses. Low sample size, only 2 games. They got kind of rocked versus Shopify Rebellion, but even still, they want to be battling back on this secondary side. You know how good it can be for these teams.
Good trap lineup too. The Thorn Denari here is going to be slow. Great slow potential. And obviously the Goyo smoking the Chonka right now. They need to get into it right here. They need to make sure they're not giving them that late round execute to where they have the flames, they have the smokes, and they have the canisters, so they can stall them out here. Going for another triple impact. Let's see if he gets it this round.
Yeah, they've got the Grim information, but of course Jackie Wu quite a bit a ways from where Jose's playing, so they've got to kind of reposition, get a little bit more information before they can commit to that Zofia play. The triple stun can be absolutely free as a kill, but you only get that one chance, as you were mentioning, Dave, so it's got to be really important that you've got the good read.
Yeah, and that's all your utility too, going on to that triple impact, so if it doesn't work out, your Zof is using all the impacts for that.
Thorn Trap, not going to deal any damage to Bazooka. He sprints past it in enough time that it's not an issue, and we see Jose as well has rotated his way up those white stairs so they can play alongside his teammate and clear this top floor, not feeling like they have the information to go for that freebie pick. So good map control being held by AlUla. How do you feel about TYLOO not choosing to fight there on that extension?
It's okay. I feel like they had good ops to clear it. They had the Grim, they had the Zofia below, they have the Blitz too. They're playing for a good layer here. They have the Denari, they have the Smoke, they have the Chocolate, and this Goyo. So they're playing really into their Wukong, which is very important for this round.
The Denari setup's really annoying to try to get in through briefing. You can see Crazy just stalled out by that tripwire, knows that his teammate needs to find some way to break that open before they can try to take that space. Otherwise, it's going to be a shock and a slow as they push forward on that side. Joza triggers another Thorn Trap. That's going to be devastating. Could prompt some aggression here on the bending window. You can see it being watched now by one of these defenders, but so far the swing hasn't come through, so Joza just says, all right, that's fine by me. Doesn't expect the prone angle from Jackie Wu. A really nice surprise play coming out from Jackie. Now we can continue to play close on the breach. He gets a second one. Beautifully done. Everybody on AlUla trying to find a trade back, but they're not able to hit their shots. Yovaker finds one as well. 2v5 coming through. Bazooka good for one. Straight on to Jackie Wu with the trade, but now everything is covered in Talk to Fade.
I like that.
Fire grenades as well. Bazooka holds W, but it's not enough in the end. TYLOO battle back for one more.
Very unlucky on that play. They really lost the round on Jackie Wu. Jackie Wu coming up huge right now.
Literally.
Vet status.
Jackie Wu playing so well for his teams, of course, was part of that huge Dire Wolves core back in 2022, 2023. I remember back at SI, I told the story yesterday. I'm going to tell it again for any viewers who are no longer listening. But he used to always talk to me, come up to events and be like, wow, I'm so excited to be here. I got a picture with Canadian, like I get a picture with all these pros. He got a picture with me back at SI, and he was just so amazed to be with these guys. And I remember telling him, like, Jackie, you're a pro player too. You qualified to the Invitational. Like, you don't have to ask these guys for photos. And, you know, it's great to see how far he's come as an individual. He's now the star of the show on TYLOO.
Yep, like I said, idols to rivals. That's the best way to do it.
It's beautiful stuff. It's beautiful storylines being written here at the Esports World Cup. And, you know, the first map was dominant for AlUla. The second map, towards the end, dominant for TYLOO. I think we're in for a competitive back-and-forth final map here, Dave. I'd be shocked if either team gets a big lead at any point in this game.
Especially on Fortress 2, Jesse, it's a very back-and-forth map. You know, there's a lot of potential for the win on the attacking side, but the defense really has to play towards that win con. Like you said, they're playing into that smoke, that Tachanka, and that Goyo extremely well. And that, I think that is a key issue for AlUla, not leaving all of that intel up.
Right.
And they have the Azami still up too. They have so many power operators they can play. And not even talking about it, but the Wamai is still up too. So there's so much on the board here.
Something we always talk about on this bomb site, Dave, is the roam presence. Some teams like to play up above when the bomb site is waiting cafeteria. Some people like to just extend horizontally. A lot of the teams we've watched so far this week have chosen to extend up towards that top floor. It's just Songla who's going to be playing the smoke inside the site. Everybody else is going to be roaming around on that top floor. So what do you want to see from AlUla to clear these players up above the site?
They need to put two sides of pressure on them, and they clear through the weak side here. Usually on this, the traps are going to be weak, so they need to look for like a courtyard side entry to help catalyze through briefing side. They need to have some pull pressure on the old tower and on the briefing side. Or on the game side, should I say?
Right. This is the same setup we saw yesterday versus Chiefs as well.
Oh wow.
Bit of a gap there spotted by Joza. He takes down Doha as he's trying to hit his way back in towards Med. Sometimes he plays that position on the Azami, but on the castle, he's not really able to find that frag coming back in towards the site. That's the captain down now 0-3, but Songla will answer back. The lone site player finding the pick onto the Zofia. This is getting messy over towards Medbay. Bazooka finds one on Yovaker too. Players still inside the site. Everybody has fallen off that top floor roam as there's a lot of pressure coming through from AlUla. Abe equalizes the man count, takes down Joza. Bazooka drops the hatch now. They are pressuring towards the site. The pacing this round's been so strange. Abe, another one straight into Valentino. They're just looking in towards the site. They're very separated. If Bazooka goes down, that'll be Diffuse Kit hitting the floor. He has to be able to find a way to team up with Crazy. They're trying to pressure in towards Waiting. There's a great shot.
Nice.
And Crazy finds Jackie Wu. Abe in the 1v2. Had the opportunity to kill the Blitz. Had another opportunity and a third. Crazy down to so low HP. Bazooka has to play around his shield. They've grouped up now. Abe rotating all the way over towards the oven. Jumps back in towards the site. They can start a plant. Crazy seems to use that smoke to be able to stop that vert denial. Horizontal denial even. Here comes the plant as it almost gets done, but he finds both! Abe with the pistol! He line up for him and he hits two quick shots to be able to end that one out. Perfectly played in the 1v2.
They're looking really tired right now, Jesse. Bazooka starting off hot, but I feel like too, when the shield is up, either run the shield at him or let the shield plant like the gun cover. You know, right there, shield. It's not a very good situation. It's very defender sided there, especially on where the opponent is. Putting the smoke down gives the Goyo time to push through, and it actually steals his play.
Right. No, it certainly feels like they had exactly the read on that final play.
Very animated from Valentino.
Yeah, and I think maybe understanding that they didn't play that perfectly, right? Like they had that round in the palm of their hands. It ends up being a 4K coming in from Abe, and I just feel like he has really done a great job of supporting the rest of the team, having those big moments when it's required of him. A 4K 1v2 clutch coming in. That's going to be a massive one for the resume, and it gives TYLOO their first lead of this third map.
Going up top here, we're going to see the Wamai, going to see the Mirror, going to see the Izami coming out. Going to be a very nice lineup here. They did look to need to bring some util for the horse clean right now. That's going to be a big step in AlUla's attack right now.
Sure. They
didn't find success with the Zoe Impact below. Maybe could do a Deimos. You're going to see they got rid of the Goyo. That's a great ban. And the Blitz is good too.
I like these mirror windows being brought as well. Yovaker was running these windows back in their last round top floor defense as well.
Just add another layer to the strat, make them have to use that breaching to get the mirror window open, then you flex the deep wall, and they have to use more breaching to get that open.
Right.
So you're really just making them play a game of chess.
A lot of these strats have been similar to what we've seen from TYLOO back in their earlier game versus Chiefs. They have a couple different strats, so it's not like they're running the same thing over and over again, but it's definitely looks that we'll be familiar with on the side of AlUla.
Valentino got cheesed.
Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Valentino, the most important player for AlUla so far through this tournament, 0-3, yet to find a frag through the first 4 rounds. That's just on the horse door where he goes down. It's a brutal one to lose early.
He was proning underneath that. That's a very nice one for people to try at home in their ranked games.
Here comes, yeah? Utility getting shot out too from the Hogger. He's trying to use these Flores drones to find ways to break through the Kiba barriers. Good damage being brought up by Songo. Already one big pick from him.
Kiba deployed.
Backs off now from safety. What were you saying about the spawn peak, Dave? Good to know. Okay, we'll work on it, folks. Don't worry. 5v4 coming through from TYLOO. They're still favorites here in this round. It feels like they've had really good pressure up against AlUla, and I just think that this might be a bit of a game of back and forth where TYLOO are just able to get that pick, then layer backwards, go for these reinforcements, play behind their shields. You've got all of these magnets stacked up as well. It's been really nice to see. Now Joza inside of that kitchen site down below. He can try to use these Zofia charges once again. He's got them in his hand. They tried to use this to pressure out Horse last time they pushed onto this site, and it was somewhat successful. It didn't get a free pick, but it was forcing those players back. It was providing that extra pressure. You've got the teammates up above as well. Mahogger's holding that angle. Bazooka over towards Briefing, trying to use these flashes to force out a swing, but keep in mind, that Smoke's playing behind a shield. He's playing behind so many magnets. He doesn't have to play aggressive from that spot.
That's okay. Going for this horse code with the Blackbeard. Standard issue here. Zofia doubling up right now too. TYLOO just need to make sure they don't give a kill. They do give a kill. Let's go initial into the map right now. They have great space here.
Oh,
good trades.
Really good aim from everybody on the side of TYLOO. Now they've lost one in terms of Abe, but I don't think they're going to matter too much. Crazy falls to Yovaker, who's playing on that mirror position. Leaves Bazooka in the 1v3 up against a shield. No hope. Doha held that position the entire round, and they're able to lock that one down on the defense.
Jesse, what I was going to say about the spawn peak
Please, tell
was
me.
Valentino, you saw him in the previous round, a little bit animated.
Yep.
He gets spawn peak. He's 0-3. He's been performing big. He might be a little bit rattled, a little bit tilted right now going into these next few rounds. So let's see how that will affect them. Shaking his head a little bit here.
I mean, as the veteran, he kind of has to be the one that doesn't let that get to him, right? Like, sometimes these younger players, these guys who have never been to an international event before, you expect that from them. They get spawn peaked, they just don't find many frags, maybe they get in their own head, they get frustrated, fine. Valentino is the one man who cannot let that happen, because I feel like if his mental starts to go as the leader of the team, as the veteran on the squad, everybody's really going to look to him, and if they see their captain struggling to maintain his own mental, I mean, how is anybody else supposed to find their own?
Exactly, and you saw them giving that energy into his team, standing up, screaming. They need some fire back in them right now.
Right. Wow, they've still got opportunities here on the attack. Keep in mind, they chose their starting side, so they wanted this offensive side first. Doesn't necessarily mean that they think it's the best side. Sometimes teams don't choose the stronger side to start on, and that is part of the strategy, but so far, TYLOO look really good on these defenses.
Yeah, of course. They need to look to get at least one. I'd say 4-2 is still doable.
For sure.
And then obviously 3-3 would be best case scenario, but the way it's looking right now, it's either leading to 4-2 or 5-1 here from TYLOO. So TYLOO need to put their foot down. They're not running too hard of a denial lineup right now. They're bringing more traps out with the Thorn, and they got to have the Wamai extension right now.
Okay.
I want to see where they use these castle barricades.
Yeah, this is really interesting. They were on the Goyo last time for Abe, so they've swapped that out and now have brought the castle instead. A lot of these ops have been changed around, really, where you've lost the Denari for the Wamai, you've lost the Tachanka for the Mira as well.
Castle protecting the layer on court side. Okay, so you're going to stall in bathroom here, and they play off the mirror. Maybe a little bathroom hard zone. I do like this. But these walls double reinforce. They should. I would like to see them double reinforce these inner bathroom walls to make them waste another layer of breaching.
Right.
It will be really good. And they have to rotate there.
Couple opportunities. These castle barricades are being spotted out by Valentino. It means that certain parts of this map are going to be free to just walk in and take. Valentino sprints past the thorn trap and takes horse control now, but you're facing into bathroom. You said it, Dave. This is going to be the fortress for TYLOO, where they try to lock things down and slow this round to a halt. There's nobody currently like that extended too aggressively. One in the bathtub. That could be devastating if you're coming through from TYLOO. It's Abe. He's just ratting in this position, and they might be so focused on the mirror window and the magnets that they don't even think about this play.
Yeah, will he snake scan is the question.
Yeah, no mute jammer inside the tub with Abe. That's really risky given that Snake is on the board. You have to imagine Valentino will check that.
I don't know, because they've droned through, and they're not going to check it. Wow.
Devastating. Here's the pop-up. Abe for one. Immediately traded back, but that's still good damage. You take down the Habana. That's one of the main hard breachers trying to push in through the briefing. Valentino now hoping to get some more pressure, but it's being caught by a magnet. That nade not going to do anything for him. Playing close in this doorway is Doha with the smoke. This is such a difficult position to clear through. Good information. You said it from the Snake of Valentino. He knows these players' positions, but how do you root them out?
It'll be hard. The breaching really just took away their factor to open the briefing wall. That was a great play by Abe. Probably look to go macro side here with the player pushing briefing solo. Leave the Snake back so he can just track the guy close here. He's going to grab a nade so he can nade close. You need to look to have the guy walk old tower side, C4 comes out. I think the nade destroyed the C4 from the Wamai disc.
Been good Utso ways so far. I mean, they burn out those nitro cells. They're using their smokes now, trying to get in deep to go for this plant. Here comes the cluster charge. Wow. This is crazy. He put it down earlier in the round. Valentino with the nade pill, and then one more from Joza. At least just Jackie Wu in the 1v3. A creative strat with the fuse, and it might be all that they needed to take this site. Indeed, it will be. Bazooka with the final one, and what a beautiful push coming through from AlUla.
That was nice. Because when you go Masters, you force a player to play twin, and usually when you get the briefing wall open, it cuts the twin position off.
Yeah.
But now they use the fuse charge to force that guy out while they smoke and isolate it inside the site. Beautiful play right there. Working with what you have. That's what you have to do in these rounds.
And where was that cluster charge planted? I didn't catch it quite in the midst of the round. Was it on the...
I think it was on the briefing wall.
The briefing wall.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he put it down earlier in the round, rotates to the door, then lets it fly right as they go for that push. That's a really smart play. I've never seen a team do that before.
Yeah, very well. And honestly, too, you don't really see fuse too much on the site.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not an opera that comes through, but when you want the shield anyways, if you can get value out of those cluster charges, I mean, they got a kill out of it. That's absolutely massive. They force players back out of that position, so really cool stuff's coming through from AlUla. Gets them back into fighting territory.
See some energy, too, from him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's so important, right? Getting your mental back into this game. TYLOO, I still like their position up 3-2. Yep. The 4-2 split is possible for them. It's on the table, but AlUla getting some rounds back, that's important.
Yeah, especially, too, with the attacker pick. You really need to make sure you get those rounds in, because you're really betting that you're going to get enough rounds and you're going to go to the defensive side to be able to close the game out.
Sure. Last time we saw this waiting room cafe bomb site, Dave, it was a really heavy extension up towards the top floor coming through from TYLOO, and it looks like it might be something similar. We've got quite a few players up there, but as I say that, some players drop back, and maybe this is going to be,
the hatch. Yeah, this is mostly the meta strat you see a lot of NA teams run.
Yeah.
You make sure you have the med hard zone in the last round. It was a little weird. They kind of gave med for free. Med usually is like the focal point of this strat.
Yeah. Well, I think Doha's usually their med player, and I think he was a little late getting to that position. It was a really fast take of that.
Yeah.
So this time they can play him a little bit safer. He's just at the bottom of Old Tower Stairs. There's one player up towards the top floor. Jackie Wu, the MVP of Clubhouse, who really drove his team in to clutch that game back up. Does he have a mute jammer that he can play around? Because I'm worried about these snake scams.
I feel like always, any people playing mute solo roams, to try to keep a mute jammer in your pocket, because it's very important just to be able to just deceive the info. It'd be very good.
He's placed them around, though. He doesn't have one in his pocket, so he might have one up top with him. I'm not sure.
C4 on white. Does he get it? Oh.
Very close. Joseph's just barely off the mark. There's Crazy, though, for the first frag on a Doha. We talked about it. That's usually the medbay player, so the fact that he goes down to Crazy makes this really difficult.
Because he's usually the hardest player to kill, because you just need to sit, boost it, and let your teammates protect you.
Yep.
Not very good play from him.
Valentino seems to have a good read. He knows one on the scanner is going to be close here. That's Jackie Wu, who's moved his way over towards the new tower. Trying to find some way to provide impact on this play, but he gets naded out, doesn't hit his shots. They're holding him from below as well. Jackie Wu is dead no matter what in this position. He just has to try to fight his way through this. Might suspect that there's one at the bottom of his position. I mean, he knows that they know he's here, but Joseph's playing so aggressive on this angle. It makes it really claustrophobic. The nade pushes him back, and there will be the clean kill coming through from Joseph, 75 seconds.
Great time waste right there from Jackie. makes it a little bit winnable here. 1 Element, 2 smokes left. Let's see. Is that 1 med? Okay, 1 med.
Yeah,
one playing in sight and then 1 playing lower Hammam side.
All right, so everybody's still giving up that top floor on TYLOO. They didn't want to try to hold it. They've still got some decent pressure. 2 Toxic Babes in the pocket for Songla. Still one of those Elemines in the pocket of Yovaker as well. So you've got good utility to play behind, and 35 seconds on the clock is not a lot to play with. Abe inside of medbay, holding this really important angle. Here's the Thorn Trap on the right side. That hit Joza, but he doesn't want to move his reticle. Knows that that's something he doesn't have to focus on too heavily. And he's got the smokes to stall out that position. That's the fuse kit. Don't forget for Mauger as well. So they've got to be really careful about that. Couple of important plays being held by Abe. He's still just over here. Yovaker dies over on the Hammam side. Now. Valentino gets that pick, and you said it. They're rotating this push. They don't feel like they can get medbay, but they get the kills anyways.
That's great.
Flawless round for AlUla. They perfectly capitalize on that man advantage.
Especially in that late round, they're so split up. Valentino walked that central gap. The central gap is always the gap on that, because if they're extending med and the site player has to hold hatch, has to help for the laundry walk down the laundry door, it really puts pressure on the site side, and you can just walk straight into site, walk into oven. And that was great recognition from AlUla not walking into their setup here. So, right, I said 3-3 here, any man's game.
Yeah, we didn't want to see any extended leads like we saw back on Clubhouse or even all the way back on Chalet. We are certainly getting a competitive map here to end things out between TYLOO and AlUla Club. Loser of this game goes home. Their key will be crushed and they're out of the tournament. Winner plays Fnatic in just a few minutes, really. 30-minute break, maybe something like an hour. They will have some time to rest and recover, but it's a quick turnaround going into that second BO3. If you're a Fnatic watching this, are you happy about seeing how long this game's lasting?
I feel like yes, because honestly, it really gives you 3 maps, and it shows you a lot of depth in those maps.
Yep.
And I feel like you obviously can't fully ban all 3 of the maps out, so if they want to pick one of these maps, it gives them that advantage to know exactly what they just did. They're not going to have much time to change anything. And also, too, these teams could be making live prep right now with their coaching staff and be ready to attack the gaps that they see. So if either of these teams don't have any pocket strats or aren't able to just adapt on the fly and make and create new problems for Fnatic to solve, it could be an issue with how long this game is going. Especially, too, just how much energy and just stamina this game takes. And this is an elimination game, too, so your back's against the wall. And if you're playing to be eliminated, that has its own pressure and its own stress. It's draining you to play one elimination game and then to go into another one immediately after. It's going to take a lot of mental fortitude.
Well, that's what the Esports World Cup is all about, right? These teams coming in from the lower bracket, they have maybe a slight disadvantage going against Fnatic. Fnatic went undefeated in the first phase of Stage 1, so they have that advantage, being able to rest through this first game of the second day. It's going to make things really awkward, I think, for whichever team comes out on top, but it's not something you can worry about in this moment. You have to keep your eyes focused at the task at hand. It's 3-3 on map 3. Fortress is it's anybody's game still, right? It's a wild ball game. And do you have any favorites coming into this? I'm not going to force you to make a prediction. Let
me see these bans, and then I feel like it will determine whether it's going to be attacker or defender. The Monty ban's good. Let's see if they get rid of a smoke or a Goyle, if they do another the Lamai.
Yeah. Double shield ban as well from AlUla.
I feel like it's going to be defender-sided.
Okay.
Because it's going to be hard for them to get that space in. They're going to need to use the blitz very well here. And honestly, too, they're going to have the Yang, they're going to have the glass up. I feel like I need to see more of those operators, because those operators are very good, too, for these splits.
TYLOO are a team who can run double shield as well. They do it from time to time. It'd be Yovaker and Doha, the 2 players that can run shields. They both run almost equal amounts of shields on this team, so you can definitely see them swap around on who might be rocking with that operator, but you said it, the blitz is all that's going to be around. Doha, 1-5, the captain of TYLOO, is going to be the one to pick that one up for now. Valentino's gotten more active as well. He was 0-3 to start this game, and now 3-3. He's really been able to battle back.
Exactly. That's the key, too. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
True. Bazooka's had some really big moments throughout this game as well, just consistently throughout these rounds, finding some good impact after his triple kill in round number 1 to start off AlUla with the lead. It's the last time they had the lead here on Fortress. If they can win round number 7, they'll grab it back. And to do so, they're going to have to go for this first floor, this main site defense. What are you seeing from this first setup?
Mira, Ella, Azami, Bandit. You're going to be playing a layer game off the Bandit right now. I see that they're putting this initial layer really have to get this wall open outside of the game's wall, and they're doing another briefing layer with the bandit. So they're really trying to add this layer game. They're bringing the Mav out, so the Mav's going to be a lot weaker because you actually won't be able to walk through the wall and plant a close bed like you or close stall like you usually want to. So maybe I could see a horse split towards the end round, but they actually do switch off the shield for the twitch here. So you're going to have some trouble getting into the building, honestly. Probably going to try to work a horse kill from below with this Zofia.
Right. Yeah, Joviker going to be playing down below, trying to make that happen. He loves Zofia on this bomb site. We saw it versus Chiefs as well, where you like to play this position. Going to run the striker from time to time in the spot too, but today it's just going to be on the Zo, trying to force out these players. A lot of pressure early in on towards Horse. Is there any player in particular you're looking to see a big impact from early?
The Azami. I feel like the Azami's very... It's really crucial on this site.
Hogger, he's just playing over towards briefing at the moment. He's here at the 90 hallway. Can use these camps, try to find spot. They're getting good information. There's not a lot of pressure small tower. Abe some early damage to Valentino. He loves this upside down rappel, but you can kind of read into this push a little bit from TYLOO, right? AlUla seemed to have a good idea that there's not that much pressure coming in on the south side. Drone's being shot up from Bazooka here in the top white position. He knows that there might be a player lurking down below. That's going to be Songla, who can hold this angle. The barbed wire is intact down below for Bazooka, so it's not like Songla can just walk on up here. This is not free. Also, Joza, take a look at this position, playing just at the bottom of this office as well. He's got the printer room right next to him, and he's going to swing on out, take this gunfight. Songla is ready for it. The information is flowing. Crazy one back on a Joviker. Bazooka so aggro on this window. He has to play him aggressive for it, but Abe shuts it down. That leaves just 3 defenders left from AlUla. Songla fries him on white. Beautifully done by him. Now Mahogger steps up, knows it needs to do so much work to get a team back into this round, and it starts with a headshot on a Jackie Wu. They jump in the window. That could be perfect timing. It is. Mahogger gets now 2, and it's good back to an even man count situation. They're isolating the one guy up towards the north. Songla's here playing the position. They double fight him. They can't get the trade. Instead, Songla gets both. Pushing up from those white stairs. He is the MVP, and on his birthday, he gets the lead back for TYLOO.
Wow, what a round. Actually,
so well played coming through. I mean, just what a round, as you said it. TYLOO finding some success on the attack. I mentioned how their defenses weren't up to snuff so much yesterday. Their attacks weren't so much either, with a 35% win rate, but they've been really turning things around. Their attacks were awesome back on Clubhouse, and I'm worried we might see the attacks continue to find success now on Fortress. Felt like there was a lot of aggression coming out from AlUla, which was necessary at times, certainly from Mahogger inside of Horse, finding those big swings, but eventually it was nice to see TYLOO recognize and punish that play as it was coming through.
Especially when you lose that top right position, you kind of have to fight one of the splits here. Yeah. You saw him take those fights beautifully on Horse here.
Well, pressure is rising here at the Esports World Cup in Paris. AlUla Club taking on TYLOO. This game looked like it was going to be a wash. It looked like AlUla were just going to run away with the victory, dominating 7-2 on their opponent's map pick of Chalet, then going up 5-0 on their own pick of Clubhouse. But against all odds, TYLOO have battled things back to a third map, and they've taken the lead just here, 4-3 on the decider. I'll remind you as well, AlUla were in a very similar position just last night up against Chiefs, where they lost their pick 7-1. They somehow battled back after going down early on map 2. They walked away with an 8-7, 8-7 victory up against Chiefs just to play this game today versus TYLOO. No one said it would be easy. They're having to face both sides of the coin. First making the comeback and now trying to shut it down versus TYLOO.
It's never going to be easy at any of these tournaments, so you have to force that you're working hard just in these rounds. And I feel like TYLOO, they're really finding out in these attacks that they have good pacing here. But I really want AlUla to try to work these solo players. Songla, he's lower white solo. They have one guy Kong solo. They have one guy walking Miraculous solo. When you allow them to get into those gaps alone, they're going to split together and they're going to link up. But if you try to pressure them before they get there, you're going to be able to just stop their push and break their split pressure and make their pushes a lot weaker.
Both these teams more or less brand new to the international stage. We've got a couple of players who have been at big events before, certainly back a couple of years ago, but even the experienced veterans in this game, Valentino, Jackie Wu, it's been a while since they've really dipped their toes into this international play. So it's good to see them back on the main stage. It's good to see them with a new cast of characters. And as we're just getting through a quick tech pause here, Dave, I really hope we get to see some of these players back at majors, back at international competitions, because they've been really fun to watch throughout this tournament.
Of course, Jackie Wu too has been just instrumental for his team. Just amazing plays on club. Honestly, probably wouldn't have won club without some of his plays and his clutches and his kills. In rounds that didn't look like they were going to go their way, he pulled away back. He found a way to get it done, and that's what the best players can do.
Well, and it was crazy too, because up against Chiefs, he was really punishing himself. Like, he did not feel good about that game.
Yeah.
They won the match versus Chiefs, and afterwards he sent me a message, and he said something along the lines of like, I played really bad, but we still won, so that's good. And I'm like, bro, like, you got the W. Be confident. That's all that matters, exactly. And then obviously didn't have the best game versus Shopify Rebellion, likely the best team in phase 1 of the tournaments. But now they're down here playing up against AlUla Club, and he's really been able to step up for his team, which has been awesome to see.
Of course, a little bit more of an even match right now. We're really seeing that.
We've got almost everybody set up in the lobby, so again, we do appreciate you guys sticking with us here for Chiefs, or sorry, not for Chiefs, for TYLOO versus AlUla Club. The winner of this playing Fnatic in the very next matchup, and
I just love seeing the key. Maybe we'll go back to the key right there. It's just so shiny, man. It's wow.
Beautiful. And to think that that could be dust in just a few minutes.
I know. Did you see the yesterday how he tried to eat it?
Yeah. Bite it.
Oh my gosh.
Those things are well made, I have to tell you, man. They're not just cheap plastic. Like, those things have got some weight to them.
Yeah.
And when they get crushed, you can hear it's like, it's right next to the stage, right next to our casting booth, Dave. And when it comes down, when they actually operate it, you hear it throughout the venue.
Wow.
The way those keys combust on themselves, they can be, it's quite dramatic, and I'm here for it.
It's a brutal way to go out of the tournament, you know. I feel like the key's like the heart, just crushing their hearts right in front of them.
Exactly.
It's devastating.
At the end of the day, all keys but one will be crushed throughout these next couple of weeks, Dave. We've got, of course, the group stage continuing tomorrow, phase 2 of the tournament coming out with the top 16 teams battling it out for the rest of this week. And then next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we get those finals, a single elimination, 8-team bracket to determine who will be the champion here at the Esports World Cup. It's a wonderful format, and both of these teams desperate to get themselves in the conversation, to make top 16, to make top 8, to continue their time here in Paris, because ultimately that's what matters.
Yep. And Jesse, I'm thinking too, honestly, for the winner of the tournament, they might have to take a picture with all the keys. Like they're laying on all the broken keys.
Yeah.
All the souls they've taken.
Yeah, well, I believe like the way the trophy system works is they get to pick a couple of the keys that they beat along the way and put them in with the trophy. Like, it's really impressive, the stuff that that goes into this. So keep an eye out for all of that. The festivities will continue through the next 2 weeks. And keep an eye here on the stream, because it looks like we're back in the lobby. TYLOO versus AlUla Club, neck and neck on map 3 of Fortress. Again, loser goes home. TYLOO took the early lead on their first attack. What do you want to see AlUla doing differently in this round to tie the game back up?
Just really playing into the operator lineups here, making sure they're bringing just the most oppressive utility they can.
Yep.
And then when they recognize they go for these splits, like I said, they're trying to make the plays before they get into the 3-2-1, because once the momentum starts and they start to get in the gaps, it's going to be very hard for you to hold each gap while everything's happening at once. So you have to make proactive plays together as a team before it actually happens.
EWC ran a lot of the blitz on this bomb site with against Chiefs just yesterday. He's going to give it up to Doha instead. Do you think this is maybe a different style that they're trying to use the blitz, or do you think maybe because Doha's not having the best day, he's the one who wants to run with this?
I mean, a lot of the time you see the IGLs on the shield operated too, because they're allowed to just really shape the round here. And I feel like EWC can just be more beneficial on the gun here, especially if Doha is playing an off day.
Yeah, for sure. EWC's been great so far today again. Used to play back in North America in T3.
More skill. They're going to impact him.
Oh, this is going to be freebie for sure for Songla, as long as he knows the setup.
Ping him.
Is that going to be close enough? Oh, they just waste too much time, Dave.
Guys.
Now Valentino's moving around. He still has the opportunity, but I think he's too far gone here. They could still have the ping. Hesitation, maybe wasting an opportunity. Never mind. Songla, the patience pays off. He takes down Valentino. That's a really big pick over towards Horse. He is on the critical operator.
Yeah, he's smiling after that one. Blitz down though. That's it. Again, he's solo.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, he needs to be with his team in a better position right there. Usually you want like a gun outside of horse anyway too.
Does that favor either team, losing the Azami versus the Blitz?
I feel like it's just both power ops are down, so it's an even game right now.
I agree. Feels like this could still be anybody's round. You've got a little bit of extension still going on from AlUla, but a lot of the space has been conceded to TYLOO now. You've still got some players inside of Master. Watch out for Joza, who's just gotten pings now on that drone. They've got really good read on where he's at. Jackie Woo's finding Bazooka elsewhere in the map too, so now this starts to get really high pressure for AlUla. 3 players left alive, and they start to rotate their way back towards the bomb site. Joza's still holding on to this hallway. He knows how important it is to get a pick back, because if he just falls back in the man disadvantage, it could be tough.
AlUla bleeding picks right now, you know, very solo deaths here. Need to try to sync up in these mid rounds.
Still sticking around. I mean, they're playing quite aggressive. Checking the bathtub. That's very smart from Jackie Woo. Doesn't want to fall for that one. It's been Abe that had a crazy play from that position earlier, going 1 for 1 in that position, jumping up.
Playing off the Ella right now.
Yeah. That Ella position could be so devastating. They're still looking towards the site, though, instead of dorms. That Nitro Cell, not quite going to land where he wanted it to. Caught on the wall. So instead, maybe he'll just go for a bit of a swing. There's the push-up. Joza never fell back to site. They didn't have a read on that on the side of TYLOO. Not enough information, and now things get dangerous. Joza's behind the team. They've got to look in 2 different directions, so Crazy capitalize on that. One more for Crazy. Why not? Songla alive in the 1v3. His teammates have all fallen. He's still doing breach work outside of dorms. This makes things very awkward. They know exactly where Songla is at. He'll fish for kills, but this is going to be a tie game, Dave, unless Songla can do something absolutely amazing. 20 seconds, no defuse kit in hand. No information on these players as well. Defuse kit was dropped across the map from him, so he's just fishing for these kills.
10 seconds.
That was a great round, just trying to break their push. They had the play. They kind of faked the layer back, had the LSA in the hall, they didn't drone it. He gets the kill. He forces the Mattress player to have to react, to care for his flank. They have the guy coming up central. Crazy makes a great play off of coordination with his teammate. And that's what you need in this round. You need your players playing off of each other. When your teammate makes a play, you need to make a play off of him, and you need to help each other. And that's the key too on Fortress defense, because there's so many gaps if you allow, like I say, for them to get the split pressure established. But you have to make sure you're just throwing a wrench in their plans here.
Feels like AlUla do a good job of recognizing their win cons when they go down in a lot of these games. Like, it feels like even beyond just Fortress, we're finding positions where maybe they bleed some picks early, maybe they don't take the space that they want to in the first start of the round, but they do a good job of recognizing, hey, if we put Joza aggressive in this hallway, and then we have Crazy also swinging around the other side of the map, we might be able to pull some picks back and get this game back under control. Something that maybe TYLOO have done a little bit weaker of a job on yesterday. They had the lowest recovery rate of any team in the league, winning just 15% of rounds where they didn't find the entry. So it's good to see that coming back from AlUla. They certainly have the fundamentals down when they lose those opening gunfights.
And I really want to see, again, the Shield entering in better spots, you know, just try.
Time to reset.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, I feel like the shield, of course, is going to be a big factor here in this round, because TYLOO, they've been trying to run a good bit of it. We've seen it from Doha. We've seen it from Yovakur. It's not going to be brought out here for round number 9. We're going back towards the office bomb site as well. I didn't see it in kitchen cafeteria, and I got worried we might be hammam for a moment, but no. Site's still unlocked as they lost it in round number 1, so running it back are AlUla.
Swapping mags!
Now in the 4v4, the 4-4 situation between TYLOO and AlUla, it's going to come down to kind of which of these teams can break through on this bomb site first. It was a good attack from TYLOO last time where they were isolating some of those players, pushing from multiple different directions, and even though AlUla did a good job of trying to pull those kills back, it still felt like they weren't really able to quite find the kills that they needed to. The timing was a little bit off, and it was Songla who had a really big moment around White Stairs.
Yeah. Right now, it's the wide extension that's really big here. If they want to go for this clear again, a lot of times you see a team force a smoke or a warden into that con position to make the attacking team have to deal with that.
Yep.
And it just makes it a little bit harder for them to clear.
Droning out the bottom floor, worried about somebody maybe going from down below. Sometimes we do see like a Pulse or a Solus down there in that position trying to do something cheeky, but right now it's pretty standard coming through from AlUla. They don't even have too much of an extension over towards that south side. Valentino playing inside of games right now, but I think they're recognizing that this roam game towards this, this play over towards site, it's going to be really what's important for TYLOO. This is what they're trying to take, and Songla in the exact same position where he got his triple kill last time, at the bottom of White Stairs. Quad kill, not triple.
There's a good lock up. He's going to layer White right now. Are they going to flex this wall? Good damage on the C4.
I like this nade. It's starting to clear out this position. They're starting to take space even with the Candelas. Joviker only one more in his pocket to try to push these players back, but they haven't gotten any frags from it. 75 seconds still remain on this clock, and the Talk Babes are slowing things down even more. Songla's taking a bit of damage over towards White. He's playing with Abe. The defuse kit with Jackie Wu, though, actually over towards Horse, so they don't actually have the defuse kit here on the north side of the map.
I'm interested to see how they end this round. Maybe a mattress hop to walk Horse here. That's what they're looking to eye up right now. Smoke coming out. Need to walk off that. Good timing.
Wow, perfect position from Songla. It does get answered back inside the site. Crazy's able to get him with the down, so that's going to be a 4v4. But now 4v3 as Jackie Wu finds Valentino, so this is starting to get a bit scary. Inside a Horse, Bazooka starts to go crazy. There's the Eagle. What a shot. Straight onto Doha. He's going to answer things back, and now it's a 2v2. Songla's down, and he might be able to get picked up, but he's a bit aggressive in where he died. They got to play with the shotgun. Joviker is not really near to his teammate of Jackie Wu. They have to try to group up. There's 20 seconds. You could go for this pickup. It's a little bit risky. There's one down on both sides. The Bazooka has also been downed. They're going to try to get Songla up. They want to play this 3v1. 15 seconds left on the clock. If Crazy can deny this plant, that's all he has to do to win the round, but he doesn't know where the push is coming from. Bazooka trying to feed him information. It's a great shot on a Songla, but Jackie Wu with a defuse kit. He's going to be looking to get into bathroom. He's there in a plant position. Joviker starting to cover with very little time. He does manage to hit F just in time. Starts on this plant, and Crazy's going to go into the post plant. He'll pick up Bazooka. 2v2. Joviker with a shotgun. Close in the doorway, close in the rotate. Finds that first frag. Beautiful onto Crazy. A second, why not? Bazooka can't do it, and Joviker plays that so perfectly on the Ying.
Great. That shotgun's so good close range, too. You know, one pump, especially guys 1 HP here. Look, they look energetic right now. Feeling it here.
Absolutely. The momentum is starting to swing in the favor of TYLOO. This game continues to go back and forth, back and forth. While the score's always been close, it has been TYLOO with the lead. We haven't seen AlUla actually take the advantage in terms of the scoreboard since round 1. So it's been TYLOO with the majority of the control so far. And again, you go back over towards Clubhouse. That's where we see the attacks being so powerful for TYLOO. If they can continue to keep this up, focus on their objectives, they're in a good spot, Dave.
Of course, of course. It's just very clinical rounds coming out from TYLOO. You know, they're not really taking too much pace, but they're really working AlUla. They're having that split pressure. Jackie Wu, like you said, he's making a good rotation to go towards the backside there. And even then, he's very patient with the bomb. He's making sure his teammates can get that res off. He's planning in a good spot. He's playing extremely well to this team right now. You just see that veteranism coming out from him.
For sure. I thought Bazooka played so well over towards Horse. That Deagle secondary pick straight onto the doorway. That was clean, but
I thought it was going to shift in their favor after that one.
Yeah, for sure. Only so much you can do it with Ying shotguns in your face, though.
Yes.
Well, down towards Cafeteria, we haven't seen this bomb site just yet, David. With the first time that AlUla want to try to play it out, and we'll see what the push ends up looking like from TYLOO. Yesterday, we saw this twice versus Chiefs. It was a win and then a loss. They really liked their glass play from Joviker. They really liked their lion play from Abe. They're changing things up a bit, though. They've got Jackie Wu on the sends, and I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like.
Probably a med ISO here, especially with the Blitz Capital. Going to shoot some flames in, try to sends off across right now, and take some pace to them.
This is a style of push we saw from them back in the CNL League when they played up against Edward Gaming. They had a really nice push that looked just like this, trying to make that play happen in throughout that med bay. So we'll see if that ends up being the call. It likely will be for TYLOO, but if you're AlUla, what's your best bet to try to stop this push from coming in?
You really just need to make sure that your med player is playing extremely well. You have the help for the hall walk, and you have the help for the window hop here, and you want to shut down the laundry walk and just shut down any space that they can get to him besides the med window.
Good drones to start this off. Spotting up the cam, of course. The med player will be locking things down. It's going to be Crazy in that position, playing on the go. Of course, a zombie banned out. Abe already in for this top floor. There are roamers here to deal with Valentino. He's going to spot the drone, but he doesn't spot the gun across the way. Abe is hoping to find these picks. The nade's a little bit mistimed, but the shots won't be. Perfectly shuts down that roam. Up those central stairs, Bazooka is not too far away. He's playing close to try to trade out his teammate, but he's not quite close enough.
Very solo right there from Valentino. Needed his teammates closer to help there. They don't want to give a kill back instantly here, but they need to make a play in this late round.
Yeah, Bazooka in a tough spot where he needs to kind of gamble. Does he risk trying to push up, going down also by himself? He doesn't have teammates with him either, so he chooses just to go back down towards the site, and that would be great, but Abe's up here ripping up these floorboards. He loves the sledge in this position. He's going to start to do some real damage as Jackie Wu is going to start to set up this util as well.
I want to see what he puts the sends down for to cut the cross. If he's going to cut the med side or if they're going to go sight from the hatch. Because something too, Jesse, that I like to do when they go med side is when you have the hatch control is you can have someone drop the hatch and you can have your guy outside of med baiting, and the guy dropping the hatch will kill the med player.
Well, those Sens walls will block off the position from the Hogger. The smoke inside sight won't be able to look in towards that B bomb site. So it's going to be a little bit awkward once those Sens walls come out. Jackie Wu throws down 2 more after that as well. So Crazy might not have good angles in towards the bomb site either. Still holding this position, but there's a blitz headed his direction. He's got to be really careful about how this comes through. Shoots one of those gadgets down there on the floor, making sure there's a little bit less info for these attackers. But Songla starts things off, finds Bazooka now a 5v3. Bazooka was looking for that play earlier in the round, but the flank just does not go his way. Doha's got this defuse kit. He's made his way over towards the site door. Those toxic babes will stall him for a moment, but with 30 seconds, they've got to be quick to be able to get in. The full site just collapsing with fire. The Capital Bolt's not quite able to expand enough to find the smoke, so Goes is going to jump on in. It's a nice shot from Crazy on the hatch to take down Jackie Wu. The Blitz has got his pistol out as well. There's a lot of different fights going down to the map. These 2 anchors, they're going to go insane. Crazy will do his best, but he's only 1 for 1. Now inside the site, Joza and the Smoke and Mogger, they're trying to do their best, but Doha finds the final frag, and TYLOO extend their lead to 2. Pure chaos on that defense, Dave.
Very big round for them. I feel like Valentino was playing a little bit too got caught off, didn't have any help on the support side, gave them that free opening kill here, and they were able just to milk the round from there on out. And then Songla was amazing in the end round, finding a gap, because you saw that they were fighting, they were holding well, they were holding for the player to peek med door, they were trying to stop the blitz coming into sight, but Songla came in the back and really helped break that round for them.
It was 6-4 for AlUla back on Clubhouse, where they had a couple different opportunities to close out the series, to send TYLOO home, and to make their way into the match versus Fnatic. They failed both of those opportunities, then lost twice in overtime, and had a 6-4 lead thrown to an 8-6 loss. Now the shoe is on the other foot. TYLOO will have 2 opportunities to close out this game and win it before overtime is even a factor. The TAC timeout comes through from AlUla. They know how critical these next 2 rounds are. If they don't win both of them, they're out of the tournament.
Yes, this is the pressure here. Being able to be backs against the wall, being able to put up good rounds against your opponent right now. They're going to go into the clash right now. Denaria, Rooney, Bandit. What's the last? Ella here. They got rid of the Dokubi. Right to see Blitz here, but I still maybe want to see Glass coming out from TYLOO. I feel like that could be a nice switch up they haven't run at all in this round or in this game, and there hasn't been a ton of Warden play either, so that could be something to look for here.
I like the clash from Mahogany. This is going to be a really scary operator to go up against. We haven't really seen this too much from anybody, but certainly not from AlUla, who have only really played this map on our national stage once the other day. AlUla, they're going to have to really dig deep here, Dave. They know that this extension is going to be important. They're putting players over towards Office and over towards Master. We've got a bit of a fun lineup, too. They almost ran the Blitz and the Ying. Doha goes back over towards that Maverick, so should be a little bit more standard now.
Yoverker on the Blitz, too, like you said. Back to his operator.
Trying to make his way in towards the building. You've got this main Blitz operator that we were just talking about, as you mentioned, Dave. We're going to see what this push wants to look like. Anybody that you've got your eye on at the start of this round?
Songla, I feel like he's going to be... He's been key getting below, getting those opening kills with the Zofia, the Deimos. He's been really extremely just talented at being a solo player. I feel like it's very hard just coming into a tournament your first time, being able to just handle the pressure of being alone down there, because you have to be very good with your drone work, with your listening, and knowing where people are and tracking the info off of your teammates' communication here. And he's been playing it extremely well.
Songla, 35 kills through the series up to this point. He turned 22 years old today, and he's really making himself known on an international level. We haven't seen him at a big tournament like this before. There's no doubt this is the biggest game that he has ever played, and he's been showing up in full force for TYLOO, playing on that Zofia now, rotating up towards his top floor to help his teammates. Doha and Yovaker are here as well. This push has been slow so far. There's the first contact, though. Songla, we hyped him up for so long just to go down so quickly. That's going to be an early frag from the Ella. Joe's just going to be able to get that pickup, and now things stalling out a little bit for TYLOO on the push.
Yeah, the Ella's going to stall the Blitz right there. They're going to need to look to help him right here. Then we're going to rotate. I feel like AlUla just need to look to give this control right now. Don't stay too long. TYLOO looking to prompt somewhere else right now. They have the Twitch lurking. might play for a central walk right here. The Clash is pulled too. This is bad for AlUla.
Yeah, this is going to be Doha trying to make his way in through these main stairs. There's barbed wire here, so this should be known, but the Maverick, it's going to quietly destroy this barb. It still makes a little bit of noise, but it's quieter than punching.
Breaching sequence activated.
Not sure if they're aware of it. No, it doesn't seem like they do. You're hearing some of these smokes going around the map, too. This is just going to be over towards the horse position. Jackie Woo's going to take this space, but Joza and Abe are going to get a kill across the board for both teams.
Right now, Jesse. They have old tower cut, too. This is big.
TYLOO, even with the man disadvantage, they could make something crazy happen right here, right now. They can't deal with this Aruni gate, but they can still walk through it, of course. On the other side is Valentino. He needs to be good, but he's not good enough. Loses the fight to Doha, and all of a sudden, this gets so scary for AlUla. The positioning's been so strong over towards small tower. Jackie Woo starts to make the breach. He can go in for a plant at some point. The Hogger's on this Clash, but he can't really extend too deeply because of Doha's position. Abe creeps deep in towards the site. He's getting quite forward in for his teammates. Doha on the cross does go down. Smoking for this plant. Trying to hold F on Jackie Woo. Baiting it out, but here's the close push coming in from Joza as well. Not able to find this frag. Joza goes deep and gets that one. Just going to leave it to the 2v1, and it closes out for AlUla. They live to fight another day, but that round got way too scary, Dave.
Of course, you know, I feel like Valentino, again, kind of making another solo play, but it's difficult there. You know, they really needed to. They almost had that with the gap through matches. I feel like if they're a little bit more aggressive with the pacing, maybe they kept the ace here to double up and trade through on Valentino. They have the potential to plant matches and have the Twitch hold the deep cross, but they allowed the Clash to rotate back and really push them back here.
Well, TYLOO, they're certainly in the favorable position, but we just saw this happen in the last map where a 6-4 lead evaporated, and you have to have that in the back of your mind if you're TYLOO. You can't over-focus on it, but that's reality with this. Again, the push just ended up getting so chaotic in the midst of that. It didn't feel like Jackie Woo had any real good hope of a plant. The second that Doha dies over on that other side of the window, it just feels like they don't have enough pressure to make that plant happen.
Exactly. Very unlucky with the opening kill too on Songla, and then the Ela completely stalled out their push. They had to flip somewhere else, but they tried to make it work, and that's what it's about.
But you can't dwell on the past. You have to be focused on the present, and for that, today this means round number 12. Office and bathroom is the bomb site chosen by AlUla. They have lost this site twice, Dave. They lost it in round 7. They lost it in round 9. The pushes from TYLOO have looked really good here, but where else are you meant to go?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you kind of have to go to the site. It's one of the strongest ones here. It's just mainly about trying to pick where you power at. And I feel like they're just giving too much respect on the top white side. It's one guy walking up. Your top white player needs to plant his feet and play the hard zone in that position and just play to stop him from walking up solo here.
Well, they're bringing a lot more traps than they previously had. The Malusi is brand new. The Thorn is new on this site as well. So they've got a couple different options to slow down these players and maybe get a good read onto what the push is looking like without having to actually check that. The Clash, of course, new too, coming in from the Hogger. You saw that in the previous round. It's the first time he brought it out this game. We'll run it again in round number 12, saying if it's not broke, why fix it? TYLOO already starting to work on this extension. What's the key focal point of this round, Dave? What has to determine who wins it?
The key is the Clash, honestly. Being able to rotate and stuff the initial push here. You're seeing they're stuffing lower white right now. It's a great play. It's going to be difficult because TYLOO need to find a way to pull these people into this position and hit a weak zone out the gap right now. So let's spot that out here. They're looking very spread out right now. 2 outside of horse, 1 outside of the old tower / court side here. They're looking just to play slow initial here.
TYLOO have not really been keen on taking much map control on a lot of these office pushes, right? They're not taking as much in terms of briefing and bunks. They're kind of letting that be held by the defenders, saying we don't really need it, focusing more on big tower, on white stairs, on horse instead. Clearly that seems to be the game plan once more. Doha outside this horse window, holding with that 417. No swings being given. Here's the double walk-in, just as you said. It goes 1 for 1. Crazy gets 1 pick, but ends up getting traded back out. So that's what the goal was, right, from TYLOO. You go 1 for 1. You're happy with that. That's a bit map control under your belt. Joza jumps right back in and retakes this position, though. So you don't really gain map control. You just whittle those numbers down for the defenders. Here comes Songla up a ladder. Hello! Bazooka! Big tower. He's able to get 2 massive kills with the SMG, and now things are falling apart. TYLOO 6-5. Abe, the only one to be able to lock this down. He got 1 freebie on a Joza, a second on Abe. Hold on. Valentino goes down. He doesn't have the defuse kit. That's the critical factor. He needs to rotate so far to get it, and there's a clash. I'm calling it every position. He's going to have to hit some miraculous shots. Bazooka playing with his teammate. He's got good pings, too. The drones are there. The Mahogger is better. He forces the overtime. The clash pays off, and we're going the distance on map 3.
Beautiful. Until you see the Warden playing in that connector position, not giving them that control, even trying to flash, trying to go up the ladder on him, being able to shut down both of the push. That's beautiful. Bazooka going huge his last map here.
Bazooka has come alive in this game. I remember yesterday he had a couple of maps where he was completely quiet. I believe he got 0 kills when they last played Fortress up against the Chiefs.
Wow.
So to see him bouncing back and finding so much value, it just shows that passion, and you can see the players. They're active in it now, Dave. We've been focused on it all day long, but it just feels like that momentum. It's swinging one more time.
Here we go, OT.
What an attempt from Abe. I mean, that would have been one of the most ridiculous clutches if he won it out.
Again, hype, standing up. That's what you need.
They believe in themselves now. That doubt might have crept in a little bit through this series. Second half of Clubhouse, maybe even early here on Fortress, but they've done a good job of not letting that get to them. Even when their big player from Clubhouse hasn't been stepping up, Valentino, 3-9. He was 3-3 at one point. He's gone 6 straight rounds without a kill, and yet somehow everybody else is stepping up and finding that value. Crazy on double digits, Bazooka on double digits, Joza on double digits. It feels like everybody else has come alive, and it's not just a one-person show. It's not just an individual they're leaning on. It's everybody from AlUla.
I mean, that's beautiful. You know, Valentino ultimately helped push them to the spot.
Yep.
So now you see his team coming in and helping support him. So that's amazing to see. I hope he can find his footing in this OT, have a few big rounds here.
Yeah. Well, it'd be so poetic to see him come alive just in these last couple of rounds to bring his team over the finish line, but still, it's a huge question mark. Who's going to come out on top? TYLOO fighting tooth and nail, hoping to be able to get themselves in a good position here on the defense.
Bringing the Doku to be the snake, the Twitch. They're going to be able to work gaps here hard.
Back on their own side. TYLOO got the overtime side choice, so they would have liked to start defense. They certainly did. This is going to be their decision to defend twice, where AlUla will have to attack twice. This is going to mean that they might be in a slightly better position. They also won each of their bomb sites once on their first half and lost them each once as well. So for me, it's anybody's game here, Dave.
Starting to round out very slow right now. Working this intel.
Ooh, they spot out Doha here. He's playing over towards medbay. It's interesting as well. We've gone to the bottom floor, the tertiary site for a lot of teams, but you said it yesterday. This is still a really good bomb site, even though it is the third.
Very strong. A lot of teams, too, they do play it as a primary to throw teams off of the rotation, so it's just a very set-up site for the defense, especially when you do the Hori hard zone. It makes it so hard for the attack to get in. It's really just on this medbay player, making sure he plays his life, doesn't get overexposed, and it really allows the deep angles to stop him.
You see Crazy holding the angle from Laundry, just praying that a mistake gets made by Doha and he can get a free pick onto the medbay player, but the information's been so good from AlUla. They spot out this roam coming through from Yovaker, and now things get a little bit awkward too. He's got teammates nearby. Abe is not too far away here on this north side, but even still, all the information being favored towards AlUla. They get a track down from Bazooka too to stop down Yovaker. Can he survive on this roam game? Runs into an Elemine, so he might will rehab that utility to make sure that they can't walk through this door for safe. Joza's is doing such a good job of applying the pressure, but Yovaker is still somehow staying alive. He's going to get the Dokkaebi call now, trying to bait for Abe to make some kind of a play as well, but he's just deep inside the site, inside a sitting. He's going to be trying to take so many different gunfights, swings on the door, but finally shut down. Good time waste. We're down to 45 seconds on the clock, but it's a man advantage for AlUla.
Next step is Dining control here right now with the Thorn. Thorn shotgun, though, playing close with the funnel.
Oof.
So it'll be tough. Need to maybe wrap a guy courtyard side here.
Oh, they have no idea. Abe's just holding the rat spot, and he's got the defuse kit. Now he's going to venture forward even farther into gun room, into music, play these tight corners where they've already cleared out. Yovaker was playing his position earlier, but with the fuse kit in his hands, Abe can start to play this a bit cheeky. The rest of the team, they're pushing into sight. They don't want the kit. They're going for the kills instead, but Jackie Wu holds sight like a rock. A triple kill for Jackie Wu. Exactly what he needed in Valentino in the 1v3, fighting a Thorn shotgun. He'll win it out. Somehow in the close range gunfight, not able to get that victory, but there's no time on the clock. Valentino is hopeless, and it's a defense round win from TYLOO.
Wow. What a round. I feel like they just need to use their snake util a little bit harder inside of that gun room, be able to spot who's close enough, because they had a great opening into that round there.
Oh, it's getting tense. Last time on map number 2, we saw the 6-4 lead evaporate to an 8-6 scoreline. It will not happen again today. TYLOO, they break that curse. They stop the momentum from getting out of control. I have to imagine this goes 15 rounds, Dave. There's no universe in where it doesn't, right?
I don't know. I could see TYLOO taking it right now. Let's see if they put together a good attacking lineup. I'm very excited for this.
They have been a great attacking team today, despite some of their struggles earlier in the tournament. I really have liked a lot of their offense. It feels like they know exactly how they want to coordinate. They've been reading AlUla quite nicely on a lot of these pushes. Interested in seeing the bomb site as well. It should be dorms and games. Indeed, it will be. This is the bomb site that AlUla were successful on twice in a row now. So if you're TYLOO, you're looking back at this bomb site. What do you want to see them do differently so they can close it out 8-6?
The clash is going to be tough because you aren't going to be able to go old tower side extremely hard.
Right.
I'm looking to see them slow take across the master side, making sure they're getting in the briefing pressure, getting the briefing wall open, and then looking to flip matches late round and go for that plan here. I feel like working that slow clear is going to be really nice against them because AlUla, they do give you picks, they do over peak here, so you can really play into that.
Right. I like this observing going on for us as well. They're trying to hide Crazy's operator. There was a drone in there, and I don't know if they caught it. Most teams will leave this half of the wall soft and put some footholds in, but they're actually going to commit to the bandit tricking, hoping to keep both sides closed. Yeah,
so that's going to make matches a lot stronger to play. So I feel like now you need to flip your plan and go for this old tower side a little bit harder with the Ying, especially with the Buck too. They can put the Buck below, and also, like I said, we're seeing the glass coming out, no warning being run. So let's see what you take it from that.
Yeah, Glass Ying. It feels like we're back a couple of years in the meta, but that's okay. We've got a lot of opportunities for TYLOO to try to cause some chaos. They've got Jackie Wu, of course, on this Buck as well, who can try to play in down below.
That's a gap right there too. Watch for that window. Call it the baby shark window.
Wildcard dominated this map when it came into the rotation back during the 6th Invitational. They've really defined a lot of the meta here, but now as it's gotten a bit older, teams have wised up. We've seen some really nice strats coming out here. And we're just waiting for this first little invite to come through. Jackie Wu down on this bottom floor. Is there any world they get this wall open as a bandit trick? Because I don't feel like they have the tools.
Get the wall open, because if you go for the old tower direct, popping this window is one of the best plays you can make. Especially with the Ying, they won't be able to hold him that well, so it's going to be very nice for them.
So good options for Doha here on the Ying. Here comes a potential peek from Jackie Wu. He sees Bazooka up above. He deals a little bit of damage, but it's not quite going to be enough to get that frag. His position now, no. They will be aware that this Buck is playing down below the bomb site. He can continue to try to work these positions, but he's got to be careful with his life. Yoza is actually going on a bit of a roam, too. You see him on the left side of your screen there. He's on the main floor, so he might be trying to hunt down Jackie Wu.
Yeah.
They've got a drone inside of medbay, but he could still find a gap here. Instead,
they powered him, too.
It's Valentino who finds that kill. Doha goes down to Bazooka, and this is starting to fall apart. Inside a small tower, Abe gets one, but Yovaker falls right on the stairs to Joza. Abe and Songla trying to lock things down. 26 kills between the two of them, but this clash does not need to move. The Hogger's just playing this as safe as he can, swings the other side. Abe is panicking, and he doesn't hit the shots that he needs to. Songla now will enter in for one, gets the trade back. 1v2 still. This is winnable. 40 seconds on the clock. If he can kill this last player, he might be able to pick up Abe too. Joza's on the staircase, finishes off the pick. Now it's a real 1v2. He takes the site control, but he does not have the defuse kit. Knows about the player position from Joza, but doesn't know where Valentino is. Here's the fight. Songla almost gets an opportunity, but he doesn't quite get the secure. No defuse kit still, but he loses the fight to Valentino. We've been waiting to see him pop back up in this map, and in round 14, he does.
7-7, all the marbles. Said even Stevens. Let's go.
How else could it have possibly gone? TYLOO and AlUla have been battling it out for hours here at the Esports World Cup. Both of them deserve to continue on, but only one can make it here, Dave. This final round is going to mean everything. It's not going to come down to the strats. It's not going to come down to the individuals. It's going to come down to who can maintain that composure at the highest pressure moments.
Don't even ask me to predict who's going to win this next round.
I won't. AlUla, they've got some experience winning these 8-7 games.
Yeah.
They took down Chiefs last night in an 8-7, 8-7 map 2 and 3 performance. Didn't quite get their 8-7 victory to start this series off, but still, they'll know what it's like to play a 15-round map at the Esports World Cup.
Of course. And that's what matters here. Let's see, they're going to go Master right now. The Mute, Arun, they have a great lineup right now. The Warden, 2, Zombie, Smoke.
Yep.
It's great here.
Attackers have discovered the
Yeah, this is
location
the
of a
bomb site that, of course, they were successful in once and failed in once, as all of their bomb sites were. We saw a lot of shield play coming out from Crazy when attacking on this bomb site, and I expect to see that continue. The Blitz and the Monty banned out, but the Blackbeard is up and available, so they've got that tool to try to clear through the south side. It's been a while, but of course we did see AlUla liking to take the map control on this push.
Switch to the Snake right now. Probably going to look to clear a little bit. The Grim's going to be great for Horse. The Blackbeard too. Horse is great to clear the traps out, and the Habana's going to be good for breaching right now.
Attackers have
Everything
dropped
on the line coming down between TYLOO and AlUla Club.
Quick entry below right now.
Attackers recovered.
Okay, Joe's is in quite early and can start to work his way up the small tower. This might not be expected from TYLOO because he's made his way here so quick. There is a player extending that direction. It's going to be Abe. He's playing on the mute.
Just made holes for him.
Perfect information. They spot him out just in a second there, but unfortunately you're not able to secure the frag. It's a tiny bit of damage onto Joza, but that's going to be the game given away. He'll have to retreat from that position, and they'll start to take a more direct approach to clear out the south side of this roam. Valentino, of course, gathering information alongside the bazooka outside of this bunk's wall. They can use their utility to breach open and find some angles in towards bunks. Abe and Yovaker, the two players that are roaming here on the south side.
You got Habana to get rid of the game's extension right now. It might be muted, or he hasn't popped them yet. Let's see. Could use a Blackbeard to spearhead. Could it be a big C4 play right now?
If this
The
kills
can should push him back. Yeah, okay.
really
that's
good can. That
Yeah.
could have been so bad.
Really
if he gets the C4 kill into Crazy, that might just be the wraps. Instead, it's Joza who gets the first frag onto Abe. He will not be impactful through the rest of this game. He's just going to have to sit and watch his teammates as they try to secure this defense round win, but it's not over for TYLOO. They're not overly bleeding. This drone hole position from Bazooka is being held, and he can still see through that, of course. No worries, client-side debris. Yovaker inside a briefing, hoping to go for a big swing on this wall, just outside the doorway now. The Kiva barriers slow things down for Crazy. Only one reinforcement on this bathroom wall means that you could swing from either of those sides. It's an aggressive strat from TYLOO, but not one that AlUla will disrespect.
Yeah, they should flip horse here. They have the guy outside the painting window too. Just walk the Blackbeard, have a guy on the horse door, and you go quick right now. There's a gap on Valentino's hop. Let's see if he hops it.
Bazooka was providing a little bit more pressure, but now he rotates back over to help his teammates on the horse side. Everybody is coming forward, but Songla's watching this on the Azami. Valentino shuts it down. You were watching for that gap, and he gets in and he finds it. That's a massive pick to come through, and Jackie Wu now has so much pressure on his shoulders. He wants to stop this back pressure coming in from Valentino, but Bazooka's just taking down a teammate of Yovaker. He's all alone in the 1v5. Jackie Wu with everything on the line, but he can't pull through. AlUla Club will take the series, eliminating TYLOO from the tournament and moving on to face Fnatic.
Look at the energy.